Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns! Welcome to the qualifiers for Season 7 of the OoT Randomizer main tournament. I'm Tobias. With me on commentary today is Out of This World Burrito. Burrito, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Tobias?
I can't complain. Doing great. I'm looking forward to this race. Should be a close match on Restream, hopefully. We have 4 runners, definitely seasoned veterans, definitely been in the community for a while, and man, this is going to be good. We have Rafa, we have Okishi, we have Seti and Kowari. All of them have some qualifiers on their belt already. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing how they do. We should be starting momentarily.
Yep, we're off with an adult start.
Chris on air. Well, working on it. And here we go. We have our first look at the dungeon layout here.
I missed it both times.
And the entrance at the bottom of the well. Oh, goodness, this is so much information. OT is storms. Frogs on Zora's River is dead. And we missed our first path hint, apparently. G to Morpha, thank you so much.
Alright. I actually got to look at the entrances.
Type. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the silence is me typing. So we have Deku entrance to Shadow, DC to Forest, Jabu to Breath of the bottom of the well, not Breath of the Wild. Forest to Water, Fire to GTG, Water to DC, Shadow to Spirit, Spirit to Jabu, Well to Deku, Ice to Fire, GTG to Ice, and then of course Gans to Ganon because we didn't rando that. So.
Oh, luckily. I think I would have rioted. So yeah, Water Temple definitely beatable with just a hook shot today. Water to DC, that's a forced adult to Dongo's Cavern. We got a first bottle location here. And there's, well, in fact, Rudo's letter as well.
Cool. That well entrance is looking early. As in getting into well.
I don't know. Getting, like, bottom of the well entrance? I don't know if that's early, but...
No, like, getting to Jabu to get into well. Welcome to Entrance Rando. We'll it's hard to talk about.
Yeah, with Entrance Rando... I will need to be frequently reminded that Entrance Rando exists. I'm going to have trouble with that. I'm just going to say that now.
That's alright. That's part of Season 9. There's a lot of skill developments. So, of course, one of them is all the information that you get immediately. So getting good with Snipping Tool is, unfortunately, a skill set now. I'm going to look at skulls, though. Doesn't look like we need anything on 30, 40, 50 today.
Well, that's good news, at least.
Yeah, we didn't mention it earlier, but
starting with CL, that's awfully convenient. So that obviously gets us an extra song. We also get a wallet immediately from Impus Cow.
Yeah, and we also started with Zora's Tunic today, as in Season 9 we get one random item, and that's a random item. Might be useful, usually isn't, but we'll see. Looks like Lights is in Lost Woods.
Interesting.
But yeah, Season 9 has a lot of information right off the bat, so it's always a hectic start for everybody. But we're going to see probably a lot of overworld checks here for the first 20 to 30 minutes. It seems that a lot of the seed shakes out to dungeons being really on the end of the seed, with overworld checks taking a lot of the front of the seed.
Yeah, a bunch of the just need to look at the dungeon layout real quick. But from what I see, from what I see, we have not the easiest medallion layout here either. So I mean, our prizes, we started with light medallion, obviously, so that's a blessing. Water medallion from Goma, which is in bottom of the well, which means, oh, hold on, it's already AD. Ocarina of Time, she teaches Song of Storms, so yeah, it's AD. Cool. We're here for a while.
So the race room was like 50 skulls AD, and it sounds like they got half of their wish.
They get half of their wish. Yeah, so we get the water medallion from Queen Goma, and Queen Goma is obviously the boss of Deku Tree. Deku Tree is in bottom of the well, and we're getting into bottom of the well with Song of Storms. Yeah, that's what we mean with a bunch of information in the beginning of Season 9 Seeds. It literally took us this long to figure out its AD. And that's Nocturne here from the Composer's Grave. Yeah,
it took us that
this
long,
is definitely
still writing
very easy to. Yeah, so the information that we get, or the information that it's AD is at least very much in the beginning of the seed. We get the medallion layout and the dungeon entrance rando layout immediately, and the information that that the water that Song of Storms is on the Ocarina of Time today was on one of the hint stones outside of Temple of Time. So this is very unambiguous. Oh, Kamen Rider Mugetsu is taking responsibility for the seed, apparently. Well, you know what? We'll take it. Go ahead and take the blame for it.
To be fair, this is our only second AD seed of Qualifier so far, so it was bound to happen again eventually. Right.
Well, yeah.
Oak took some screenshots using their emulator. So everyone always has different screenshot information. I think Kawari was just writing everything down. And then Seti and Rafa just peeked it.
He just left it up on screen for a little bit here. In the end, it is the same information amount. You need to take time to parse it, so I'm not sure it helps if you actually just take screenshots and move on immediately, because you will need to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, GTG to Morpha was our hint in Ocarina of Time. Yep, still Song of Storms, so that is definitely AD. Thanks so much for that, game. Well, I guess Kamen Rider Mugetsu is indeed taking responsibility. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs to ZeldaSpeedRuns viewers here.
Nothing says sorry like 5 gift subs.
That's fair. We'll take it, honestly.
That Water Temple's foolish? On that
I did not see the hint.
Seti?
It is so much information.
Yeah, Foolish Water Temple's nice. That helps you at least know that you just need your keys when you get in there.
We found the winner heart piece pretty much immediately. So, pack it in, everybody. Okishi wins.
Okishi wins. Okishi is a winner, yes. Was this? We'll see.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was Water Temple Foolish for sure.
All right. Okishi here. I'm calling this an out-of-the-way skull. It's not really anywhere where you would normally walk. So he seems to be prioritizing skulls for a little bit here. Don't know if he already looked at the hints in Skull House, but yeah. 3 of our 4 runners on stream already. Child. No, wait. 4 of them, actually. Kawari also.
No, I think Kawari's adult right now. They have Master Sword equipped.
Not Child yet. The Dark Magician Girl is an adult model here.
Yeah, in terms of pushing skulls, we've seen skulls pay out in some seeds, and some seeds are not important at all. So I think 10 or 20 is a safe play, especially for qualifiers. It might lend to a little bit more of a consistent play. And for these runners who are really skilled, picking up 20 along the way is not going to be hard, especially knowing it's AD. So that's plenty of skulls to just get. And Kawar is actually first into Forest Temple, interestingly.
Interesting choice. Okay, so Forest Temple, which lives in
DC.
water. Sorry, different way around. Forest Temple, which lives in Dodongo's Cavern here. So he's taking a look at the first few checks inside here. And another heart piece immediately, so that's not helpful. Seti and Okishi basically frame perfectly through Talon's Chicken's game here. And Rafa definitely not far behind. So we are looking at exactly 2 checks inside Forest Temple here, huh?
You know, the dip might pay off early. Otherwise, I think they're just doing it because they're nearby right now. DMT is not exactly on the way all of the time. But we do have Nocturne, so it's not that far either. And there's Requiem on Malin. So we're getting our Warp Songs out of the way.
All right.
And we're gonna get a peek in Silo right now. And this is another piece of heart. Instead, he's gonna warp out of here using, I'm guessing, Requiem. Yep, that's the Requiem. And it's immediately gonna go check their next song. And we do know already that Spirit Entrance goes into Jabu, which we can't really do much in there at the moment as Child, so I'm not gonna worry about doing anything other than grabbing the song. So we're having some discussion chat about early Zora's River play being strong. There's actually some discussion about that in the restream yesterday among some runners, as Zora's River did come up in that seed. It hasn't been 24 hours, so we don't want to talk about spoilers. So again, don't talk about yesterday's race. But the general consensus is Zora's River is very powerful in terms of information still, but it's often out of the way depending on which seed you're doing. Obviously today, we have an AD seed, but that could still mean that River's out of the way as Jabu Entrance leads the bottom of the well. So we'll see if any runners get out there. I'm not surprised that no one's gotten out there yet, but we also might get hints that point that way.
I mean, Jabu, like, bottom of the well accessibility is really great here, and we can peek every single check in it. It's out of the way, yes, but I don't know. It's certainly something to take a look at. Seti, interestingly, jumping to the right here at a waterfall. Did we see a bit of information that only the waterfall check was something useful?
Not sure. I'm holding my breath though. They're going straight for it. They're not even gonna peek it. Oh, it was a bottle.
Right. So that is an indication to me that... okay, Skull Mask is dead. That is an indication to me that we are likely, well, not going to see a Jabu play, or rather a well play in this case from Seti. Because, well, he could just use the bottle for that contained Voodoo's letter for that if he wanted to.
It might just be for speed. You know, 2 bottles is better than 1, especially in terms of ice. But our ice cavern today is inside GTG, so Seti's going to need to find either a hookshot to do hookshot extension, or just call up Horse and get over there, or something to get across the gap first. So we don't know how soon ice is accessible.
Oak is a 20 skull enjoyer. We also see that in his waiting for nighttime for Kokiri Forest just to grab an extra skull here. Mm-hmm. He is taking that is costing him a few extra seconds.
Yeah, Twitch chat is bringing up that Seti could also just play Requiem in reverse.
Yeah, fair.
Could totally do that as well at this point. It's just, I know some runners have a preference of staying in logic, and I guess right now, can you logically reverse without hovers or long shot?
No.
I don't remember what the game expects.
You cannot
Okay.
logically reverse, period. Ocarina of Time, Song of Storms, thank you for the reminder game. Yeah.
Got it. So, that might discourage that behavior, but SETI's been doing well so far in S9. Out of their 4 races, all 4 of them have been 900 or greater in terms of their score. So
Wow.
I'm sure they have a plan for that so far.
So very likely a shoe-in for Season 9 then.
At this rate.
Difficult not to. As everyone is either tracing each other's steps or getting skulls, that gives us the opportunity to talk about how does qualifying for Season 9 work. Basically the same way the last seasons worked, but hey, there might be some folks in chat who don't know that yet. So basically, you have to... That was a bum bag. Cool. Mido pro Vido. Basically, you have to play at least 5 of the 20 qualifiers that are held, and up to 8. Your best time, as well as the times number 5, 6, 7, and 8 are discarded. And basically, or rather not times, qualifier point results. And basically the remaining qualifier times are going to be your qualifier score. Ice Cavern is on the path to Goma. So we're going to see an Ice Cavern play. In fact,
that path might be referring to Hookshot. It might be referring to Iron Boots because Deku... Oh, wait, no. That was DC. Deku's in bottom of the well. So...
yeah.
That could just be pointing to something that lets
Basically
us complete
anything.
our AD. Yeah,
But it
I'm
is
like, that's like anything.
it is important information nonetheless that this is an important item, either to beat Goma or to... So it could be a Kokiri sword, or to just complete your AD dungeons. We also saw that bottom of the well has one important item hint. Sorry, one important item. Which means that SETI might be a little bit unhappy about the choice of... well, no, won't be unhappy, but he will be happy to get that hint that tells him that well is indeed an important place. Yeah, point being the bracket will get stacked. The qualifier norm for season 8 definitely was somewhere along the 800s in terms of average points per race. So yeah, or high 800s, low 900s. So yeah, people will people are scarily good at this game still. Alright, what's happening here? Everyone's just kind of making their way through Lost Woods, I guess.
Yeah, everyone's in Lost Road except for Quarry. Quarry has obviously taken a bit different route, staying adult for longer when in Peach Forest since finally in their first child segment. They've been in here for a few minutes, though. Rafa, Oak, and Seti have all taken slightly different paths, but just keep ending up in the same spot every once in a while. So again, they're just... Oops, we're all in Lost Woods at the same time, but Seti's going into Goron City, which one of these runners came from Goron City. So again, just everyone linking up right now. And it looks like Seti's going to start doing Goron City checks, and Oak and Rafa want that song, which we haven't seen what the song is yet, so let's see what Saria has.
3, 2, 1. What? Minuet. Jabu has
got
two
items.
Important items. Okay. Aw. I don't know if like.
Yeah, so the thing about our important item hints is both of those locations may be accessible really early. We already know we can actually get into bottom of the well. Because we already have a lullaby to get into domain, and then we already have a letter to get up to Jabu. And Jabu has our bottom of the well, but it's only one item. So that's a lot of checks just for one item, so that's not really appealing, but you know it's going to be something major, and it's early, so could be good. And then, of course, Jabu is at the Spirit Temple entrance, which we already have Requiem, but we don't have Rain yet, and 2 important items in Jabu is like, what, half the checks? So you could get Rain locked pretty early if you dip in there. Yeah, so to clarify in Twitch chat, how it works is you take your top 5 scores and drop the highest. So then it'll use the next 4. And you can purchase, and 8 of your races can count. As we're discussing what the requirements are for Season 9.
Mm-hmm. Having a little bit of a stream stutter issue here on Rafa's side. Apologies for the technical issues.
That's all right. We have plenty to look at. Oak's getting another hint here in Graveyard, which is our Song of Storms reminder on Ocarina of Time. Check. Kori's in Child Lake, getting some more hint information. And then it was just a hint for Gerudo Valley. So, again, dual hint. And there's our light arrows that he found in Lost Woods already. It looks to be on Scrub Grotto.
Yep.
Which Oak grabbed earlier. Rafa didn't grab that yet. But it looks like Rafa's might be heading back up to Lost Woods here and might grab it on this visit.
And just so I don't get accused of spreading misinformation, apologies. Inaccuracy earlier, your best qualifier score is discarded, the next 4 count. So yeah. Minimum of 5 races that you need to run to qualify. Ideally, you would run 8, so you have more opportunities to, for your best races to count. We're doing chickens, huh?
Yeah, why not? I mean, right now, just keep pushing overroll checks. There's not much we can go in action at the moment with our item set. So we just got to keep pushing these for now.
What item set is the question.
Yeah, can't do much with what we have. Wait, what do we have? Not much.
Yeah. DC's in Water Temple, so you need a hookshot to be in there. Bombs don't do you any good.
Oh, there's a big chest for Oak and Redead Grotto and Cac. I don't think we've seen this yet.
Nope.
Oh, there. Cool.
It's magic. Useful, however, still not something that immediately gets us somewhere.
No. Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing runners here start stretching for some further out overworld checks. There's still, again, the important item in Well that we can go do, but it doesn't seem like anyone's really excited about going all the way up there at the moment.
The problem is it's a crapshoot. With just one major item chest in Well, you have a certain chance that it is bomb-locked, though that's no longer a problem. But also, Well is a normally really, really check-dense location, and you know you're only getting 1 in this case. Whereas Jabu, which has 4 checks, 2 of them are going to be major items, we know that. So... But yeah, Oak seems to be going up river, so we may be seeing that important check in Well.
At the least, we're going to get information out of this, which will inform Oak's play afterwards. Oh, Rafa's going to fish. Let's go.
Oh,
get it out of the way.
You have to route in what's that? Oh, you have to route in the Scarecrow anyway, so might as well go fish while you're at it. Season 9 plays with the fast Scarecrow setting, but not the setting that has you immediately just have Scarecrow. You just need to set it up, and then as soon as you pull out the ocarina as adult, Scarecrow spawns immediately. Don't need to play the song. It's fast Scarecrow, not free Scarecrow. In other words.
Yeah, it's been a interesting setting so far this season. It gives a little bit more value for going to Lake, especially if, you know, you can route Lake it in whatever seed you're in. But it doesn't make it just free. So I think people have been enjoying it so far. So really curious to see what Oak's going to get on this hint here. Zora's River, hint for recovery art in Zora's River. Yes.
Yeah. Prox 2 still dead. Thank you, game.
Lake Hylia is foolish. That's
Lake foolish. Well, that's information that I'm sure Rafa would have liked to know.
Oh yeah, having just done fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of checks in Lake Hylia, but they are time-consuming because of all the movement around the area, so that's going to save Oak a bit of time and anyone else, which I'm assuming Seti's going to get that. Wow, another bottle on freestanding heart piece here in River. That's 3 of our 4 bottles already.
Just have all the bottles.
Yeah, why not? Alright, we're going to see Zoro's domain for the first time here with Oak, and I assume Seti's going to fall in right as well. Looks like Rafa's going out to South Hyrule Field, and we have Koari in Lost Woods.
Bombs in hand, it's a few rather quick checks. Routing that in when setting up Scarecrow is a good timing choice. I think bottom of the well. What? No, bottom of Zora's Fountain has Furor's Wind. So we are getting. We are rather not getting Furor's Wind today, it seems. And it's bottle percent. Right? No. I missed the hint in front of King Zora. Sacred Forest Meadow on the path to Volvagia we see on Rafa's side.
I don't think we've seen the adult song there yet.
Nope.
So also that could be it, and I don't think there was anything in the Wolfos Grotto.
Did we see the Wolfos Grotto?
Oh, we did, but I don't think anything was in there.
Oh, interesting.
I think it has to be whatever adult song is. Unless Minuet is logical access for adult, but Forest Entrance is to water, so no.
Well, Water Temple could still be our could still have our hammer or something. And SFM to Volvagia was also the hint in front of King Zora. Nothing on the torch run, so one more check to look at here for the moment. It looks like Okishi is indeed planning a well play. That's interesting. Did he see the hint that well has exactly one major item?
I believe so. We just saw actually our second copy of that, which is Market Grotto in Hyrule Field. Rafa just looked at it, but I think the second one was pretty available. There it was. It was in the Lost Woods next to the Lone Scrub, and I think I did that. Oh, there's strength. Cool.
Strength upgrade. We'll take it. Strength upgrade. Again, words.
All right. So I think Oak knows, and I think it's just coming into the. I haven't found anything yet. This entrance is logically very early in the seed, so even though it's only one thing, it might be good, and I can do checks and get info on the way, and the first strength upgrade, that could logically be our first strength upgrade too. So, getting something out of this trip.
So Zelda's Lullaby was free, and bombs are rather early, so this is logically available, and yeah, you were talking about staying in logic earlier. Especially in early game, that can often be a good option because this will guide you to the items that the game expects you to have early on, before the seed really gets going and before you start rushing dungeons. If you miss those, it can sometimes be really troublesome to kind of find your way back to logic or to where the game expects it to be.
No, I fully agree. I've seen some runners this qualifier. Sometimes they'll dip out of logic or stop following their hints, and then when they try and get back on the train, they just get lost in the sauce. And they're like, what was I supposed to be doing? And then they just kind of start going back towards density or something to get back on track. But Seti's first in the well, checking well before going in. And there's Boomerang on Bombchu bowling. So Jabu's looking very, very early all of a sudden since we found that bomb bag just in Mido's house.
Yep. Spirit Temple on the path to the Jabu. We already have Requiem, right?
Correct. That was on Malin.
Yep. So that's mighty early, and especially considering it is 2 major items out of 4 checks in total, I expect that to not take Rafa long to actually go into Jabu here.
Yeah.
That seems to be the place to be.
Now, we're still early in the seed, so it's very hard to tell, who's has the advantage right now. But I would say that staying adult for longer at the start, like Kawari did, might not be the strongest play. Granted, Kawari didn't do anything that wasn't going to be something we have to do. We know it's AD, so dipping Forest isn't a problem. So I don't think they've lost much time on it. They're just on a very different path right now. But right now, this seed's very much like you need to stay child and do child things.
Indeed, and it is even if it's not anything that the others won't have to do, it will still feel bad for Kawari, and he'll still just from the psychology side of things, he will still feel like, goddamn, when is the seed gonna start to get going? When he's just taking a very different path through the seed where it is just trouble for him before he can start his exploration of the dungeons.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. The mental game is really important. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, but for anyone coming in, we know it's all dungeons because we need Song of Storms to get into Bottom of the Well entrance, and Song of Storms is on Ocarina of Time.
Yep. Bottom of the Well entrance in this case has our Deku Tree, which is a medallion dungeon. So, them's the breaks. We're going well. Oh, big chest in the locked pits room.
There's our one major item. Don't you have to do all of well?
Oh, ye gods.
And we got baited by
Tunic. Jebaited. Thank you. Okishi's out of there like a rocket. Unsurprising.
He only had to do like a third of well, so it's fine.
I'm gonna call that half. But yeah,
Okay.
that is unfortunately a time loss for Okishi. But hey, we have fashion percent. We have the green, the red, and the blue tunic now. Since we start with the blue one.
Kawari doesn't have any projectiles. I'm guessing I'm gonna go for the Chew strat. Yeah, they want to get these checks in Jabu out of the way, so they're using a bomb chew to open up to the central chamber, while Rafa, having Boomerang, is just going to do Jabu here. So these are first looks from Rafa and Kawari on Jabu. We'll see what Kawari gets out of these first few checks, but this is a risky play in terms of time. But luckily, getting back to Jabu today is not bad. Just play Requiem.
Yeah. Speaking of risky plays, I'm going to start some audience interaction here and get a prediction going. Not obviously on who's going to be the first to 2 medallions, because that's bloody obvious. However, who's going to be the first to 3 medallions is my question. I just need to, do that on the actual Twitch website where I have room to put in the question thing.
Looks like Oak just found the Boomerang, is doing Bomb Shoe Bowling for it as well. Rafa heading back up to the main floor with Rudo. Kawari going up, and Seti now in Jabu trying to use the Chew entrance, missing the first Chew, but getting the second one. So we got triple Jabu going on here, and I'm sure Oak is going to go straight to Jabu after Night Market. And Rafa's going to show us our first check here on Tentacle, which is Boomerang Lock, so this is a major item for Kawari and Seti. It will be a disappointment for them. They're hoping something important is on the ring chest. Oh, it is a major item! Okay.
Oh,
Rafa, what's in the box?
Two. What's in the box? It
Frog.
is... Oh, no!
We know claim check's junk, so we don't care about frogs.
Yeah, unfortunately, but on the other hand, that means you can frog warp at the right time. Just don't safe warp now. But yeah, this is not helpful. Frog warp is marginally useful this early in the game. You will want to safe warp frequently. Soon as you do that once, your frog becomes a prescription again. So no frog warping.
Okay.
And there's a slingshot. Which could technically be passed to Goma.
Yes. So both of our items are just a frog and a slingshot. Not the most exciting things. So not only is this an AD seed, but it's definitely a slow starter AD seed. There might be something on 10 skulls, because we had a bottle just free earlier. And Boomerang wasn't that far out of the way, so pushing 10 or 20 actually might pay off.
With early Boomerang, that also becomes much more realistic. Obviously, 10 and 20 is not really that much of a challenge, but the Boomerang just opens up a bunch more skulls that you can grab along the way. Interesting. Oak is headed into... Or is taking... Okay, so he's doing an early push for Fairy Fountains. It's one of those checks that you forget easily. Well, yeah, that lost it. Welcome to Hard AD for access to Bottom of the Well through Song of Storms on Ocarina of Time. All dungeons are required in this case. Normally you need to play, you need to beat the 5 dungeons or 6 dungeons that give you medallions. So the Forest, Fire, Water, Spirit, Shadow, and Light medallion are what you need to get across the bridge to Ganon's castle. However, in this case, since one of the medallion dungeons is locked behind getting the song from Ocarina of Time, we are indeed playing all dungeons.
Well, Rafa's about to get 10 skulls here, so they can check the 10 whenever they feel like it. I'm sure Oak's not going to be far behind after this Jabu trip. That's one nice thing about Jabu. A lot of easy skulls on the way.
Yep.
Looks like Seti's heading out to South Hyrule Field now. It's going to do some Hyrule Field checks, which we saw Kawari do earlier. And then we have Kawari heading upriver finally, probably going to go into Bottom of the Well to hunt that one major item. We'll pull a strength from Zora's Domain, but we know that one major item in Well is a tunic, so that's going to be bait.
Oh, interesting prediction result here. First to 3 medallions. There are 2 people in chat who paid the majority of their channel points, predicting that Kawari is indeed going to be the first to 3 medallions. With the top bet being 100,000 channel points. Might have something to do with the fact that Kawari's girlfriend is in chat, but who knows?
Don't call him out like that. Just say he has some major fans. It's true.
He does. And second most bids are for Okishi. So we'll see.
All right. So it looks like Seti is going to be grabbing this hint, which I believe was, yeah, that was the claim check hint telling it's dead. He's going to warp out of here playing playing Serenade. Right, already got locked out of Jabu. Going back to Lake Hylia. I don't know if SETI's done Hylia checks yet. Oh no, wants to take it, go back to market. Got it.
It's foolish, so he's not gonna bother.
Yeah, I just don't remember who got
set up
what.
Scarecrow, but even then, yeah, we have seen indeed a nice box skip by Rafa just there.
Oh, don't get trolled by the berry. Oh.
We are getting trolled by the berry. 11 skulls for Rafa already. He's going to those quickly.
Rafa not sleeping on it. And then Kawari got that bottle in river. So someone picked it up. Yeah, with all the information, it's hard to keep track of who found what, but usually when we're tracking hints here on the restream, we don't always know who found what. I want to assume SETI probably saw that hint, which is why they didn't bother doing much of anything in Lake Hylia. Because when they first warped down there, they just got a hint left, and then they warped down there again and went to market, so I think they already found it.
Look, I know it's a meme, but this really was a clean Baronade by Rafa.
No, it was a very good Baronade. I literally looked away to read chat and watch SETI do bowling, and Rafa was already done with Baronade. Alright, we know Baronade's not going to have anything important for us since we already found our 2 majors, and Rafa is going to leave, being the first done with Baronade and getting that fire medallion. Have we seen a burning cack hit yet?
We have not.
Alright, that could be an important song for us today. But we won't know until someone either finds that hint or just gets the check, which we're still a ways away from getting that song, considering our...
We're a third of the way there on Rafa's side.
I know, but Deku and Forest medallions. Or Deku and Spirit Older Forest and Water medallions. It's gonna be late.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Oak finally back upstairs with Rudo. Heading on down to get these skulls.
How's Oak doing on skulls?
I just saw the number, but then I blinked, and he clicked off of it. So that's my fault for blinking.
And also, he only got one of the 2?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's just feeling very confident on his skull count. I know he has at least... I think he just tracked 10 on his tracker, so he wasn't worried about that one skull. So he's going to pick up another 10 from somewhere else. And SETI's back in Jabu now with a boomerang, and he's just going to finish out Jabu. Again, the revisit here is not that bad. You don't lose that much time coming back. It's just like, okay, well... eating a little bit of a time loss, having to retrace some steps.
Yeah, it's marginal.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You already got Rudo out of the basement. That's like the biggest, like, alright, here's like a minute of my time.
Rafa just bought a Hylian shield and is now on the way back to being an adult. Where's he headed next?
That's a great question. Because if we're looking at our hints, my only thought would be maybe he's going to go up to Ice Cavern entrance to do what he can of fire, but doesn't have hammer. So you get a hammer locked pretty quickly there. Well, this might give us a hint. It's playing a warp song. Doing minuet to go into Force Entry. Nope, can't go in yet. No hook shot. What's the song? Because the SFM path. That's it.
Yeah.
Zarya's song.
Yeah, I hate to see it. Both of the Zarya song checks are child checks.
Yeah.
Both are now accessible.
Some inconvenient age changing might have to take place here, but we'll see. I think Rafa's going to try and clear as much as they can.
As well.
Yeah. The thing is, we did so much of the overworld as child, and we don't really have that much more as adult. Here, we're going to get a second look at the Wolfos Grotto here on Rafa's side too. I'm pretty sure this was junk, though.
Yep, it's gonna be for Darunia, as Palm already points out. We had, in fact, a hint that Skull Kid has just a huge rupee. So he did have a Skull Mask and a Skull Kid hint. But yeah, this confirms it. It has to be Saria's song for the Path to hint. Because all Minuet does is gives you access to Sacred Forest Meadow here. As an adult. Logical access, I should add.
All right, Kawari making it into bottom of the well now is going to look for that one major item, which we already know is Goron Tunic. Oak about to finish up Baronade here.
And to note, Okishi is the one player on Restream who did already do well, and still is keeping pace with Rafa almost in terms of finishing Jabu. That's honestly kind of impressive.
Mm-hmm. All right, Rafa gonna check Goron City Maze. I don't think anyone's peeked this yet. Oh, just gonna... All right, we're gonna use those bombs. Doesn't look like there's anything on this side of the maze, but we'll get a hint here. Jabu hint for 2 majors, which we've already seen, and they're going to try and peek over these silver boulders to see what's behind the Megaton Hammer. Check. Which, you don't see the chest, so it's got to be small? Did you see a chest?
I thought I saw a little bit of a gilded border there, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, that was a tough peek.
I prefer doing that from the dungeon from the maze entrance, but oh well. Ooh.
I agree, especially since Rafa hasn't found that magic yet, so you don't have to worry about like the room getting dimmed out from your magic charge slash. So. And let's see what Goron Link has for us today, which is just a single Deku Nut.
Time to have a first look at the crater then, I guess. It's necessarily going to have to be an incomplete look because no hook shot, no hover boots yet to get across the bridge, so no access to the song. Or the item on the volcano if that happens to be something useful.
So Oak finishes Jabu and goes back adult immediately, so likely following that SFM path like Rafa is. So we'll likely see a similar route here. The question is how fast, or how long does it take for them to go back to Child and check Darunia? Which Oak warps out immediately. Having done more of Lost Woods already. Playing Nocturne, gonna go do Adult Cac. Or whatever would be new for them, Adult Cac maybe. There's a big chest for Rafa. There's your hook shot.
Hook shot. Alright.
Alright, DMC Crater, hook shot in the grotto.
Yep. So Rafa liked it. Oh, and blue fire arrows as well. Which is useful for Ice Cavern. Once Rafa finds his magic in Redead Grotto. Kawari, meanwhile, is unfortunately taking the long way around the well here. Basically going to have to do all his checks given the routing he chose until he finds the one major item. And going to be mad about his bait. 10 skulls is another bomb bag.
Yeah, I'm laughing at that one. Our first bomb bag was in Milo's house, so it was free. So, second ball bag's on 10, so if there's anything important on skulls, it's going to be on 20. Kawari finding the second, their one major item in here. Gonna get Goron Tunic and leave? Yes. This looks to be a play for Serenade to get back to market. Take the owl. And Oak's already back to Chod playing Minuet. Gonna go do that Darunia check while Rafa still starts clearing out adult areas, doing Death Mountain Trail, heading back into Goron City, while Seti is finishing up Baronade here. So we're gonna actually find out what's on
that path.
Yeah. No, Oak's like, I'm staying on the paths. Screw this adult stuff. And Oak already did some of those areas anyways, like Lost Woods. So Oak knew that there wasn't really much more for him to do out here. So just chasing that path immediately, which is a great idea considering we're still pretty dry on items. If it wasn't for Rafa's hookshot grab and DMC, I'd be like, we're starving here. We're 50 minutes in and we're starving.
And we're getting Prelude, which is neat, but it doesn't get us anywhere new.
No, looks like Rafa wants to go into fire entrance here, which we know is GTG. With that hook shot, can do some stuff in there, but we're missing bow still. So also missing a lot of things. I'm gonna peek the maze at the least. Oh, right, we do have Song of Time, so we can go around the right side, pull up the block, and then climb up to the maze and get a few that way. We're already finding Boomerang and Bombchu bowling, like we'll go back and finish Jabu after this as well. Seeing all the runners taking different paths, but kind of falling into the same beats as... we've been pretty limited in the early set of the seed, so you just end up kind of funneling into the same route.
Yeah, it's... basically, the seed is staying pretty close for the moment here. The slingshot is not it. Okay, she headed to Darunia then. To see where that path concludes. Rory now has found his boomerang, is very likely going to head over to Jabu then. And now Seti is heading back adult after finishing Jabu. And,
ooh, big chest. And
big
GTG,
chest,
which
right
we know we have
maze.
path 2.
It is a bottle. We have bottle percent, everybody. That's likely not a path item.
That's probably not our path. Unfortunately, that other chest is like the furthest back key lock minus the middle, so we're going to need a lot of keys to get back to that one. Alright, Oak's about to check Darunia.
To be found in Twilight Princess. Don't get that reference, unfortunately, Chris.
But we will get what's on... Oh my goodness, Rafa finding another big chest in the Megaton Hammer room.
So a path item for
Oak
more
pulling hammer.
Really disappointing, and there's a bow.
Straight.
Oh, hello. Huh. Okay, so bunch of stuff just happened. Okishi found a hammer from Darunia, which is which concludes our path to. Does it conclude
SFM
the
Devolve.
path? Hold the phone. We got this. Concludes our path to Volvagia. Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one possible path item in GTG for Rafa was a strength upgrade. We know it's not the first one. We know that has already been found by Oak. Was it? No,
yes.
Sorry, that was by Seti.
Well, someone found it.
Yeah.
Because it was in Domain. Yeah, so everyone should have Strength 1, which they do, because they all went through Domain.
Except Rafa, who didn't.
Awkward.
So this really is, well, logically, both are equally accessible, so they can be Strength 2.
Ooh. You see what Seti's doing right now? We're getting our first reverse to get to the GTG entrance for Ice. So Ice is, they're trying to chase that Ice Cavern path, and yeah, Rafa getting a 4th big chest for fire arrows. That's actually our first fire source.
How can that be path to Morpha? We know that Morpha is hiding out in Forest Temple here, in the Forest Temple entrance, so it's not... Ooh. Well, no, that's not gonna help. You will need... If that were Din's Fire, you could have a boss key for Water Temple in in the torches room, for example. But like this, you need a bow to use this as a fire source, so the fire arrows aren't it.
Chat's saying Roth has won the lotto here, but I'm not convinced yet. GTG has a lot of information. It is path. People are going to go check this anyways. And the problem here is Rafa doesn't have strength too, so he's going to have to abandon this silver block push, which he does run out of keys, because he also doesn't have bow, so he's out of here. He has a lot of other things he can action right now, but that's going to be a revisit later if none of these path items are either the actual path item or if something else was in GTG. Oak's actually a little bit set up better, already having his first strength, so he could check that silver block room. But instead he's putting on hammer.
I mean, yeah, we are likely headed into Fire Temple at this point.
Ice Cavern entrance, yeah. So Oak is gonna go out to Field. Because I'm like, he doesn't have silvers or iron boots yet, so he can't take the shortcut in Lost Woods. Maybe he's gonna go do Adult Goron City first. Put that hammer to work. And check Crater. Yeah. Do Adult Goron City, then can go down DMT, as I'm not sure if Oak's actually gone down DMT. And then could head out to Field and upriver if he really wants to push that Ice Cavern entrance for Fire Temple. Still missing a bow though, so could get bow locked in there.
More explosives for Rafa. To note, unfortunately, Rafa still has not found the hint indicating that he is, that he's currently looking through a foolish location. He's in Lake Hadia still doing checks.
Also, I do want to note, SETI is in Ice Cavern now, having completed the reverse, and is about to start getting their first set of checks here in the bottom left. So we're going to be seeing some new information. We know Ice Cavern is path to Queen Goma, which we know Queen Goma is basically the last thing we're doing this seed. So could be anything in here.
Yep, could be anything in here, but you want that, basically, is what you know. You will want whatever item is in this in this dungeon. Either it's going to be your Kakiri sword, which you need to get into Deku Tree, or it's going to be something that you need to complete your all dungeons run.
Rafa grabbed the hint from Lake Hylia and is now playing Nocturne to head into Adult Cac. He does have hookshot, so this could go up DMT to Forest Temple and start working through there. Again, no bow. It is kind of wild that we're almost an hour in and we haven't found any of our 3 bows yet.
Well, the record SETI has just seen a big chest. It's just now loading up on blue fire. So let's see. That could very well be a path item. Oak's out to get his hook. And our potential path item in Ice Cavern is... Oh, no.
You don't want that to be the path item?
No! If that's the
so
path
for this...
item, well,
yeah, go ahead, explain it.
It's a clear indication of what the game expects you to do, because we have Requiem of Spirits. Requiem of Spirits is a warp song getting you to the Desert Colossus, obviously. So you don't need the Lens of Truth to cross the desert, logically. What you do still logically, and in fact, I think enforced by game settings, need the Lens of Truth for, is Treasure Chest game.
Yeah, so in this seed, the only explanation for that being path would be TCG. You clear it fast, but right now, SETI's probably not excited about that because he has not found magic yet. Rafa just got his magic out of Redead Grotto, and Oak's just grabbing his hook shot now. in Death Mountain Crater. But said he probably found that and goes, I hope there's something else at the end of here that's useful.
I think even with magic in hand, you hope there's something else in here, because this is just a bottleneck in the seed. And you know everybody is going to have to find that eventually. So this is just basically an item check, or an item that will push down the variance of finish times. It'll push people closer together if that ends up being the path item.
Yeah. And answer the question, Rich's question in Twitch chat, is Haunted Wasteland also lens locked logically? And the answer is no, because you need lens for the part after that check, not before it.
Logically, what you need is a way to get across Gerudo Valley, so a long shot or a Epona, and a way to get across a sand pit in the desert, which is hover boots or a long shot. So it's not an item that could still be Path to Goma. Is it a song? Epona.
Eponas.
Likely.
Yeah, you know, could be HBA. Could be getting over the bridge. I'm gonna go with HBA, if it is it. Yeah, chat's like, that smells like horseback archery.
Yeah, it does.
Well, yeah. We still have no bow, though, so we can't action that now in the case that it is, but Seti's going to get his magic right here, right now. And Rafa is going to continue going to do what parts of Forest he can do.
Yep, which is not time wasted, because Forest Temple needs to be done anyway, and it is a dungeon that you need to complete fully. It's like you need to do all the checks anyway, so you're not going to waste any time if you just do the courtyard and then bail. Or even just go up until the floor master here.
So I think Kawari's trying to kill some time here by doing Hyrule Castle, but for the record, Hyrule Castle 2 hint was just Royal Tomb is Nocturne. So unfortunately not a great hint back there, but again, I think they're just killing time for Night Market. Oak is now in GTG. Will have Strength 2 before leaving, so we can see what's past that silver block. But still no bow, so we're not going to see any of the bow lock checks, and we can't check toilet. Sorry, everybody, no iron boots.
Yeah, but Palm is calling it, saying that there's going to be a bow in the silver block room in GTG, which is useful in and of itself. I'm going to continue and say that there is actually going to be a useful item in the bow lock checks in GTG here.
No, I agree. There's got to be something in here. I mean, we found some good things in here, right? We already found bottle, whatever. The strength upgrade, and then we found fire arrows, which might be our first fire source. There's still a second one in the maze that we haven't seen, which Oak is going to see here. And then, yeah, anything bow locked or strength 2 locked, we don't know yet. So that's still a lot of checks. Could it be Dins? Maybe. All of our fire could be in GTG today. Who knows?
I mean, it's a desert location. It's appropriately hot.
I mean, GTG was even in Fire Temple entrance, so it's even doubly hot at this point. It's blazing. Rafa is going to do the push block climb. Again, not wasting time here. You do have to do this at some point, but still no bow, so can't hit the ice switch on the way up. And there's strength 2 for Oak.
Yep. Here we go. He's safe warping out of there, or rather safe warping back to the entrance, and then now going leftward.
The way the seed has been bottlenecking our runners makes it pretty slow, but also kind of hard to get lost. What do you think?
Not disagreeing with you there. Yeah, you have the bottleneck of finding whatever item just unlocks your whole seed. I think it's going to be a bow at this point. I think palm is as that called correctly. Because after all, we have the rest of the big three, big four. We have bombs. We have a hook shot. We're still missing a bow. We have 2 strength upgrades as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that keep recoil didn't work for Oak.
That's alright.
Needs to be somewhat careful with his health here. Oh, with only 1 heart left. So not run into any boulders unnecessarily, or if you do have to, just roll beforehand to use the iframes.
Mm-hmm. He was being safe there and waiting. I think you just squeak by that one. I do want to mention, though, a little late on this, is a very exciting seed, despite being an AD kind of slow burner, but we've been getting a lot of information lately. But we want to welcome everyone in Zelda Speedruns. Thanks for being here with us today for Qualifier number 8 for Season 9. We want to thank all of our runners for sharing their perspectives with us today. We've been having a lot of fun watching them slowly unravel this seed. So thanks to Rafa, Okishi, Seti, and Koari. You're all doing great so far. And we also want to thank our trackers for helping us keep track of all the information like we talked about during this seed. Mage26, Palm, Lady Draco, and Procrastinator AT. And then thank you, Tobias, for restreaming and helping on commentary. Much appreciated.
Thank you for joining me on commentary. Much appreciated as well.
Yeah, of course. I've been really enjoying the seed. I know AD seeds can be a bit of a slow burn for some runners because they know, like, okay, I'm just doing everything today. But this is a really good practice of, are you getting your information and are you following it correctly for these runners? So it's kind of like testing your basics.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's a chance to practice your technique. B, you really need to be following your path hints and your other logic clues in this seed. This is a pretty logic heavy seed, given how bottlenecked it is.
And this is a good reminder for anyone new here. The win condition is defeating Ganon, which we need to get our 6 medallions for to get the boss key. And to turn on the Rainbow Bridge to get into his castle, we do need our vanilla requirements, which is a Spirit Medallion, Shadow Medallion, and Light Arrows. We have Light Arrows, but it's going to be a little bit before we have those other medallions. So,
Server block room is all keys, by the way. All of them.
But we can get that chest in the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say, Palm called a bow in Silver Block Room, and I'm still going to call that call valid if it ends up being...
This is a bow?
If that chest in the middle is going to be a bow.
Yeah, I think 5's just enough to get it. I mean, there's another one there. Yeah, Oak knows. Looks like I don't need that
and Oak also left another one behind in the Silver Block Room, because I think he knows he only needs 5.
He was counting his keys.
Yeah. Common Rider Mugetsu is calling Dins, so let's see
I'm
what
calling
we get.
bow. There's 3 bows and only 1's Dins. Oh my goodness! Common
Good
Rider,
job, Common.
Here for your first live qual of the season and getting it right. So there you go. All of our fire was in GTG.
Yeah, and Kamen Rider Mugetsu also said earlier that they can somewhat smell what the seed's cooking. So enlighten us, Sensei.
Yeah, right. I guess so. This is Path to Morpha, which are Shadow Temple entrances to Spirit. We can get into Shadow now, or Shadow Temple entrance to go to Spirits, which is good because you need that Din's Fire to get in there. To get in there as child. While you can do Fire Arrow entry this seed as adult, that doesn't open it for child because of how flags work. So you need that Din's.
Yep. To note, we are also like with the 2 strength upgrades and the Din's Fire, it is very, very likely that there's something hiding in the adult accessible areas of Spirit Temple here. That gets us to Morpha. The disappointing version of this would be the long shot. The less disappointing version would be the iron boots. And I can't believe I'm saying this because this is the exact opposite I would have said last season before Waterhop was discovered.
Yeah. So Oak immediately going into Shadow Entrance to start Adult Spirit. And so we're going to see a lot of new information here. It's possible he's going to get key locked here and we'll have to come back here as Child, but again, we have to do Spirit today, so he's not really wasting time here.
For the record, we have now seen all the side dungeons on Restream, and we're also going to see all the reward dungeons. Oak is locked out as Adult here. He's finding the boss key here, but will need to return as Child to actually get access to this dungeon.
Looks like he was about to warp back to Graveyard Entrance, but it looks like he's decided against that. It's going to go Prelude and go back to Child and come back. My only thought of him trying to go out to Graveyard was maybe he was thinking about doing Composer Grade Torches now that he has Fire, because I don't think he did that as Child with Flame Storage. But he could also just be thinking, I have to do AD. I'll eventually pull Sun Song, so I could just check those both in Graveyard if I really want to.
Yeah, he can still do Composer Grave Torches just when he gets out of Spirit Temple, whenever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
And Rafa is about to find out that his exploration of Lake Hylia was quite foolish. Sure, he's going to be thrilled about that one.
Yeah, Rafa's the last one to get to River today, about an hour and 10 minutes in. So again, even though Zor's River has been paid off in some seeds highly for some people, there's still some seeds where it's just easy to leave out of the way, especially since Rafa didn't go to the bottom of the well earlier. So, yeah, but he's shield flicking. He's not happy about that one. Because I think he did almost everything in Lake Hylia that he could, so...
Right. Game mechanics question in chat. Ruckshell, is there any consequence for losing HP? It looks like if they lose all hearts, it brings them back up to full. Not quite. If you lose all hearts and get a game over screen, you only get 3 hearts back. So not back up to full. 2, it warps you back to the entrance of the dungeon. Or in the overworld, it warps you back to the last door you walked through. You can use this for death warp shenanigans, but in general, the consequence is that you lose whatever place you had in your dungeon and have to start, not from the beginning, but you have to basically walk back to where you were before. Now, Silver Gauntlets for Quarry as well. I think that's all runners on the stream now who have Silver Gauntlets. No, in fact not. Rafa still doesn't.
Rafa hasn't done diving minigame because he didn't come up here as Child. So
wrong age.
But said he's gonna get Din's Fire here in a moment. Kawari will get Din's Fire very soon as well.
And that is that is also something that that I should have mentioned for you, Ruckshell. Quarry had a fairy in a bottle. That's true. And as it already was explained by Mage in chat, Quarry. That fairy is a healing item. It'll automatically heal you back up to full or almost full, depending on the number of hearts you have when you die. It's a failsafe. Beginner runners in OoT Randomizer often pick up a fairy as a kind of a safety net, so that if a particularly strong enemy just hits them at an inopportune time, they don't lose their place in dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Okishi back into Spirit Temple as a Child. I'm assuming he's just going to do the 2 checks here and whatever cleanup he still thinks is necessary as Child and then go back Adult, right?
Yeah. He knows there has to be some keys over here, so he's just going to pick these up and then probably go back to Adult. So he's first going to peek on over here what's on this side. Ooh, big chest, actually.
I guess we're having a look.
Oh, and there's Mirror Shield just sitting in Fountain for free for Rafa.
Take it. So that is advantage to Rafa here. Don't know when Okishi will make its way back to Fountain to get that Mirror Shield. He will have to at some point. But I don't think there's any hint for it.
There's no hint for it, but the Ice Cavern entrance is Fire Temple, so you have to go up there
good point.
eventually. So Rafa's just chasing that Megaton Hammer to try and get some progress done and get some more checks. So everyone will make their way up there, but obviously you're not finishing Spirit Temple before you go up there. There's our first bow in Child Spirit!
There we go!
Whoa, that's a big pull. Finally.
Finally, indeed.
An
so
hour and
can
13 in?
Yep. Oak can just do dungeons for a little bit here. With that bow, he now has a lot of options.
Yeah, he can just go clear out forest if he wants. Like, he can just start knocking it out. He's not going to get gated for a while. The main danger of Rafa's play is, like I said, he could get bow locked in Fire Temple. We'll have to see how the keys shake out.
And since Ferora's Wind is at the bottom of Zora's Fountain, we're not likely to see it this seat, so he can't exactly drop Ferora's Wind and be back in a jiffy.
Mm-hmm. Seti's going upriver. Looks like Seti's going to go peek into Fire Temple first as well here.
Mm-hmm. And
then Oak is now in Kakariko, likely to head out and head upriver and then go into Fire Temple. But it's going to check archery first, because we got bow.
Makes sense.
Oak's also going to be close on 20. What?
To note, Kuari is slowly but steadily catching up. Given this is an AD mess and heavily bottlenecked, it is pretty likely that we are going to see Kuari catch back up with the other runners just because he is... well, A, he's a really good rando player, but B... the key under the doormat for Rafa here. Do you proceed in Fire Temple in this situation? I don't think you do.
No, I think you just finish fire and leave. We have no hints here that we have to find anything in here. I was going through our hints again after finding that bow, but even at that point, there's nothing that, screams anything's in fire other than doing the boss. So Rafa's is going to knock out Volvagia and then leave. So getting bailed out of potentially being bow locked.
Yep.
But to come up on common writers mentioned in chat here, saying that, do we need to find Iron Boots as the next major item to get into water to DC? Most likely that will be the case given how AD this is, but I do want to bring up that you can get into Water Temple this season, Water Temple entrance, using the gold scale entry, so you would have to shimmy down the hill from where the pad is above the entry, shoot it with your hook shot or long shot, and then you could swim in with gold scale. That's allowed. I don't think it's not logical, though, is it?
It's not logical, no. Logically, you can enter Water Temple entrance with gold scale and long shot, though, because then you can just shoot the target above the entrance with your long shot from the shore of what remained of Lake Hylia. And I think that's a Volvagia retry by Rafa coming up pretty soon.
Yeah,
because
unfortunately,
that is going to be a timeout. Unfortunately, missed the rhythm there. Unless he has a fairy with him, might be.
He might from the bottle.
He does.
Yeah,
he still has that. He still has that fairy bottle he picked up in Gerudo Valley.
But yeah, we have seen gold scale entry this season already in the qualifiers. But again, since this is AD, I'm expecting us to find Iron Boots before we find long shot. And our 2 scales we're still missing.
Yeah. By the way, there is also a setup for getting to the right position to shoot the target, the hookshot target above the Water Temple entrance from the island. You swim straight at the island from the water, and then do a series of side hops. It's not that involved. I managed it, which says something about it not being that involved.
Yeah, it's
And
one of those tricks
that is
where
Rafa being the first one to 3 medallions.
yeah, up to 3, gonna go back into fire and do what they can for checks, it looks like, because I think the main issue they have right now is based on the items they have, they're not quite sure what to do next. They have not gotten a strength upgrade out of Child Zora's Domain, so they can't go back to GTG, which unfortunately locks out their Din's Fire. And while they could do Fire Arrow Entry, they can't do anything in there as adult, because again, no Self or Gauntlets, so... They're kind of in a point where they need to find something or they need to start retracing some steps. And they're obviously going to play for density. And then Kawari is now an ice cavern, which we know they will find a Lens in here and a Pona song, which one of those is Path. So we'll see how that plays out, as Oak is the first in a Forest Temple who can actually finish it, having both Hookshot and Bow. So we will see what lies in the rest of Forest Temple for us today.
For the wealth of prizes. Rafa, pretty time constrained on some of these checks with just 5 hearts. So every heart gives you a 8 seconds of fire survival in these really hot areas. So he needs to hustle.
No, absolutely. So even though that Kawari's taken a very different route than our other 3 runners, which they've all deviated, but Kawari's obviously a much different place than others, I don't think Kawari's in the worst position right now, because he's been able to just, go through GTG once, doesn't have to go back, and GTG's out of the way right now, being Fire Entrance without Bolero. And so he is saving time, like you were mentioning earlier, so we are just continuing to see him catch up, and the further Rafa goes without going back to previous checks, the more time Kawari is going to have to catch up. So I'm really excited to see if Rafa pulls anything from fire in here. And then Seti getting his bow now out of Child Spirit side. And immediately just preludes going back adult. We'll see if Seti comes back here or not, but I think he's just going to go to Forest as well, clear it out. Yeah, we are almost an hour and a half in, and to explain it for anyone who's been coming in just now, this is an all dungeon, which we knew about like a minute or 2 in, because the Bottom of the Well entrance is Deku, which Queen Goma has a medallion of ours, and Song of Storms is on Ocarina of Time, so if you are an AD fan, welcome. 30, 40, and 50 skulls are dead. 10 was a bomb bag. We haven't seen what's on 20 yet. Our first bomb bag, though, was Mido's house, so that 10 skull bomb bag's not a huge deal. Rafa doing the boulder maze. We're going to peek the upper chest here, I think. Looked like a tiny chest, wasn't sure. Said he's going to do archery here and then likely head out and up to Forest, maybe?
Note, Rafa is not going to be bow-locked here. So he gets to continue to climb. For what we will see.
This is a really time-consuming play.
Yeah. This is either a huge time loss or a brilliant play. There's nothing in between, honestly.
Yeah.
He feels quite bottlenecked, and I don't know when he will stumble upon his second strength upgrade in Zora's Domain. I can totally understand not doing that early on, or not going there. And the problem is, once you do a play, once you decide, I'm not going to go to Zora's Domain for the moment, because it's not the density I'm looking for in the early game. You kind of have to commit to it if you really wanna benefit from that play to the maximum amount. But committing to it also means, it really hurts when you end up making the wrong kind of play.
No, I agree. It's just for context, or also for everyone else who might be coming in late, we had a hint early on that said bottom of the well held one major item, and the bottom of the well entrance was Jabu. So I think Rafa took that information and went, that's only one item in a place that's usually normally dense. I'm not going to play for that. So I'm not going to go up River's Child. I'm not going to worry about Zora's Domain. I'm just going to go make progression-related plays or density. While our other 3 runners did go up River as Child. And while that one check was Goron Tunic, so not needed, we found a strength upgrade in Domain, which has allowed these runners to stay on the path a little bit easier. Clear out a lot of things in one visit. Again, Rafa's gonna have to do a revisit to GTG for Dins. So, well, yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's at least 2 more H changes.
Yeah. Also, am I just missing some stuff, or are we still missing 2 paths?
We are, in fact, still missing 2 paths. Also not seeing them on any of the trackers that runners have set up.
I think the only places we haven't seen is behind Deku Tree. I don't think we saw back of Lake Hylia. So these last path hints are bad. So there's Iron Boots, though, in Fire Temple. Oh, my, Rafa.
Oh, well, that answers that question.
Holy moly, dude.
That is Water Temple completable for Rafa, and it also... Well, actually, hold on. With the entrances. It's not yet completable because water is in is in forest. Oh no, it is completable. Never mind then. Water is in Forest Temple. You need Hookshot and Iron Boots to complete most of Water Temple, unless you are really unlucky about where your boss key is. It is a gamble to go there without a long shot or hover boots. It is a gamble worth taking in most seats.
So, you know, now looking back at the past, we had Gerudo Training Ground as path to Morpha, which Rafa got Bottle and Fire Arrow and Strength upgrade out of, and that's his first Strength upgrade. So maybe he kept playing to Fire because he's past the push block. So maybe he thought the path to Morpha's in here, which he did find Iron Boots. And another big chest on highest Goron. Holy moly.
Are you kidding me? Also, the decision to keep playing at this point. As I said earlier, if you make a play, commit to it, and he made the play to go back into Fire Temple, keep climbing, go look for more important items. And he's committed to it, so he's gonna keep playing down to that decision.
I mean, you're already almost all the way up here. Might as well do it. Which is his first...
And he's bailed out!
Oh my goodness! Rafa keeps making these plays this seed where I'm like, that looks bad, but he keeps getting bailed out. And he's out. He's like, I'm not doing Megaton Hammer chest. We're out. I got a bow, I got Iron Boots. There's stuff I could be doing.
There is places to be and things to do. And at this point,
That's crazy.
He definitely has those. And
Holy
I mean,
moly.
He is now getting Farore's Wind, which you know is going to be there. And is just going to make routing inside dungeons so much more convenient for him.
And you're right. I forgot that Wind was just sitting there in Fountain.
Well, yeah, you have the Iron Boots, so you might as well. There's boss
absolutely.
Key for Okishi. Yeah. Meanwhile, Kawari, Backchild, and hiking across Hyrule Field towards Tektite Grotto. I don't think we've seen that yet.
No, we have not. I think our runners just been going, I don't have boots, that's out of the way. I don't have scales, who cares? But Kawari wants this information. Which, let's see what it is.
Blue Rupee.
Okay, just a Rupee. And Rafa will be first into Dodongo's Cavern, which he'll just be able to clear this out. And this is a lot of checks, and we'll get more information from the hints in here. These are also hints that could have our paths. Totally forgot.
Yep. And DC has a bunch of checks. It is really dense in terms of checks per minute. So, Kakariko Village has Sun Song, so burning Kaka Suns. Still a ways away from that, and given we're doing Deku last, Suns on Grave is not a thing.
All right, Oak is taking on Meg, the last possessor. It doesn't look like Oak has pulled anything from Forest Temple so far, just been clearing it out. So we have another check here in basement, then Fan Ganon. But after this, Oak will be moving on, likely to take the climb to Fire, not being able to complete Spirit Temple at this time without Mirror Shield, but we'll pull Mirror Shield from Fountain, obviously. And then Kawari is now back adult again. And Seti's working through Forest. Yeah, to chat's point, I'm not even entirely sure Rafa was bailed out there. I think he may have just read the path hint, his strength to Morpha. So then he was just thinking, well, Fire Temple has a strength tech. We'll ask him in the if we get him in the interview, we'll ask him what his thought process was to committing to Fire after defeating the boss.
Another slingshot here for Okshishi in the basement of Forest Temple. Yeah, we were gonna have to ask him that because it is. We're gonna have to ask him what he thinks of this path because I don't think it is actually the strength to Morpha.
Yeah, it might not be because of where our other strength was, right? Because we found strength in Zora's domain, so it's like that might not be it, but that could have been his thought process. We'll find out. And then Rafa's almost at 20 skulls, and Oak is on Fan Ganon here. Any indication that Strength 3 is Strength 2 locked? Very likely. Strength 1... Our Strength 1s were in Zora's diving minigame, and then we found another Strength in GTG. So it's likely to be behind Strength 2 somewhere.
Yeah, but there's not any path indicating that, or any path hint indicating that, you know, these are the two strengths that we needed. So it might as well, might also be just Strength 1 locked somewhere and just accessible.
Oh, absolutely.
Phantom Ganon being rude, taking quite a long time to go down here for Okishi.
That's all right, Oak's got him.
Yeah, but the comedy option,
I'd agree, though,
as Jack says, is the other strength in here. If you see the other strengths, just some, or if Rafa just pops the other strength out of nowhere, then I'm just gonna have to say the man has an incredible bout of luck today. But yeah, Goron Ruby.
Yeah, Goron Ruby for Oak. So part way to that requirement. part way to our Song of Storms. Let's see where Oak goes next. Oak's playing Prelude and going back to Child. Rafa on King Dodongo.
Yeah.
And then Seti about halfway through Forest.
After that, he is just going to continue with Forest Temple, I would assume.
Mm-hmm. Kawari getting Mirror Shield out of Fountain here, and likely just heading straight into Fire.
Yeah. So now we can start seeing the decision making for other runners. Chances of Kawari climbing Fire, I would say 50-50. He either does or he doesn't. More seriously though, the hint still kind of strongly points towards something being in Fire. The other option would have been a Fire Arrow as the hinted item, but that couldn't have been it because bow. But yeah, the bow was the actual path item, wasn't it?
Yeah, most likely.
Oh wait, Dins was what we got in Fire Temple. Yeah.
In
Rewind that
GTG
sentence.
was within
Dins
Fire
what we
Temple
got
entrance.
in GTG,
Okay.
which gets us to Fire Temple entrance.
Yeah, it looks like Oak went back to Child to do South Harrow Field here, but then also to set up Scarecrow Song, because he has not done that until just now. And so he's probably thinking about Fire Temple and going up and checking Pierre.
Some point our runners are going to have to follow up on that ice path to Goma, which is either the Lens of Truth, which I'm sure Oak will do before he goes back adult, or Ibona's Song, which points to horseback archery.
Yeah, luckily he has Prelude, so he doesn't have to worry about managing time of day too much here. He might just be doing this to burn time of day and do some checks that he hasn't gotten around to. Wari working on Volvagia, hoping not to get trolled.
He does have the Zora tunic, so it's
not as disastrous.
That,
no.
Yeah, that disastrous.
And then Rafa heading up Death Mountain Trail, going back into Forest Temple, and is going to finish it out now with Bo. Rafa already visited in here, did what he could without Bo. And Kawari finishing up Volvagia. So we'll get our answer if Kawari stays around or not after collecting the dungeon reward. And said he's finishing off Meg. It's going to head down to the basement soon of Forest Temple and up Oak warping back once it's night. And
get your guesses in chat, folks.
But does he have Lens though? I don't think he did ice.
I thought he did. It's on his tracker.
It's not marked on his tracker.
Am I looking at that wrong thing? Oh, never mind then.
That's why I'm like, I don't think he has it.
Huh. Yeah, you're right. Well, he should have.
Making us wait. Yeah, our only runners with Lens on Restream so far are Seti and Kawari. They're the only ones who've made it out to ice. So they're the only ones who've resolved that path for us.
Oh, back adult then.
And he's gonna go
Sacred Forest Meadow, so...
I think he's just gonna go...
to water in the forest entrance? Likely? No? Choosing
Nope, he reverted Serenade.
DC in the water entrance then.
He can't get in though.
With what iron boots though? Yeah.
Yeah, no iron, no scale, so he's going to get Scarecrow Song. Because he set it up, and now he has to pick it up, right? Yeah, he's back walking out to Scarecrow, and then he should be going to fire after this. All right, Seti on Phantom Ganon is going to be finishing up. Rafa working through the portion of Forest Temple that he has not worked through yet, so he's got a little bit over half to go, having to deal with the Poe Sisters still. And then Kawari looks like he went back into fire, so I think he's going to climb fire. Now all we do is hope that he doesn't bail before getting that bow at the top, because Kawari has not found his bow yet. So we hope that he gets to highest Goron.
Yeah, it would be a shame if he bailed just when finding the iron boots. Would be definitely defendable, but it would be a shame.
Oh yeah. None of our runners
Also
have
definitely
developed
not
foresight
unrecoverable.
yet. Chat saying there's 17 skulls for Oak, so Oak is 3 from away for 20. At this point, though, there's not much on 20 that I think would really change the game. I mean, we're still looking for Kokiri Sword for Deku entrance. and I guess hover boots for Shadow, but we kind of have no mode for everything else. Like, at this point, scales aren't going to really unlock anything, but a silver scale would be helpful, I guess. Yeah, I also believe that Chad is correct and that Rafa should have 20 skulls as well, as Rafa was staying on top of skulls, not leaving as many as behind as Oak did. Oak left a couple behind in Jabu, it looked like, as Tobias pointed out earlier, so Oak was just counting on picking them up somewhere else. Yeah, our force entrance was, or our entry into Forest Temple was Dodongo's Cavern. So to Chat's point, Rafa just might go back down to CAC and turn in 20 here afterwards. And Kawari is doing the block, elevator, and fire as Seti's climbing up Adult Spirit. This is new information for us on Seti's stream. We haven't seen this far in Adult Spirit yet. He's the first one to get here on Restream. Problem is he doesn't have Mirror Shield, so we're not going to see him finish it.
So Kishi is continuing to route this really well. He's headed to Zora Fountain now, and likely to Ice Cavern entrance with that. So he's liable to find A, his Mirror Shield, B, if he keeps climbing in Fire Temple, he's going to find his Iron Boots as well.
Mm-hmm. Seti just pulled Nehru's Love from Spirit Temple, by the way. Shouts to Nehru's Love.
The most underappreciated spell. Many of my Ganon fights as child were saved by that spell.
Oh, very, very good point. Alright, so Kawari is going to find Iron Boots soon. Here very soon. And again, we just want them to stay in fire to get up to highest score on and pull a bow. That way they don't have to worry about finding the bow in Child Spirit. They'll likely still pull it, but rather have that bow sooner than later.
Yes, indeed.
King Zora, what do you got for Oak? $50. Looks like Seti's up to 14 skulls. And yep. So Oak's gonna pull Mirror Shield here and then head into Fire Temple, and likely having picked up Scarecrow Song already. Of course, Oak doesn't know where the keys were, so he was probably thinking in terms of, completing the temple, but I think at this point Oak knows that he's running out of options and climbing fire would be good while he's here. And then Seti is doing Child Side Sunblock Room, not leaving any stone unturned. But right now, Tobias, who do you think might be in an advantage in this restream? Hard call, right?
Advantage on restream, hard call. I would say Okishi, actually, going into Fire Temple here. If he keeps climbing, other side, Kawari. If he keeps climbing, if he finds his Iron Boots, he's in a really good spot. He has the tools to finish Spirit Temple, as well as make a bid for both Water Temple and the dungeon in Water entrance, which is DC. So that's just a bunch of dungeons for him to do really quickly. So while nominally I think he was not the first to make it to 3 dungeon rewards, I think he has a good shot at making it to 6 really quickly.
No, I agree. I agree that Oaks right now probably has the advantage. Maybe a tiny lead, not a big one. Roth has been playing fairly aggressive, but it's still been paying out for him. He is going to have to go back to GTG to get Dins, though. There's no avoiding that. And then Oak doesn't have to do as many return trips. And we've seen in a lot of these qualifiers, especially AEDs, you want to save as much time as you want in terms of movement and techniques. And I do want to point out, Quarry did leave fire after pulling Iron Boots. So they are still he is still without a bow. So that might, hinder a little bit depending where he goes after Dodongo's Cavern here. If he goes into Spirit and starts working on that, it's good, but... Yeah, so there's gold. Gold, almost vanilla check for strength there. So if anyone's worried about triple strength... Yeah, if anyone's worried about triple strength, you don't have to worry about it now.
Yeah, that is, by the way, a confirmation that strength 3 is strength 2 locked.
Oh yeah, that was adult side. Took me a second. I was like, wait, which side were we on? And there's hover boots right afterwards.
Okay, so... Yeah, Koari is lacking his bow. Koari is also lacking his magic, which is in Redead Grotto.
Yeah, he'll get that though when he goes back to turning skulls or do more cack stuff, because there's still some cack stuff to be done. Like a lot of 2 of our runners got that after getting bow, because they're just like, oh, okay, I'll do adult archery, then check what's here in the grotto. No, there's my magic. So I'm not too worried about those things. I'm just worried about where Koari goes after this. Strength 3 was in the chest before adult side iron knuckle. I don't know if it was the invisible one or the one next to the invisible one.
It was the invisible right side chest, yeah.
There you go. Okay, gonna go in and defeat Volvagia, and then hopefully climb fire. Now, if Oak leaves after Iron Boots, that's gonna save him some time, because he obviously doesn't need a second bow. Yeah, here's Rafa gonna go turn in 20, so if anyone's really wondering what's on 20, you're about to find out.
Gonna call a heart piece.
Yeah, I think it's junk.
A heart container. Well,
you're close.
We were both right. Ish.
Ish. Partway there. And then he's gonna play Minuet, and I guess he's gonna just head into water. Right? Forces in
Makes
water.
Sense.
Or water's in force. No, he's leaving. We'll see where he ends up.
The adult castle fairy that could definitely potentially have. Oh, in fact, it could, because that obviously that would make the strength upgrade path. Because while strength 1 and strength 2 are equally accessible, strength 3 is strength 2 locked. So yeah, Ganon's Castle Fairy could very much have your K-Sword.
Oh yeah, good point.
And Seti seems to have twigged onto that.
Grabbing Poe, gonna turn it into Poe Merchant here. This is the first time we're seeing this on Restream as well, which is just another shield. And I'm gonna play a Warp Song out of here to Requiem. Reversing... No, already reversed ice. Oh, Silver Rock? No. Haunted Wasteland. That has to be it, because they already did GTG entrances to Ice Cavern, and SETI already did that. So this has to just be a Haunted Wasteland check?
Interesting choice. Okishi also keeps climbing Fire Temple, so everyone is kind of in agreement that apparently the strength upgrade seems to be leading them up Fire Temple here. It is also, and I can't believe I'm saying this, one of the denser locations left for the runners.
Sure is. That's just where we are at this seed. And Rafa getting back into GTG finally, so we'll pull Dins from here. Has to go all the way back around to the strength block room to get the keys for it, though. So a little bit of a walk. So again, Rafa not in trouble at all, just losing a little bit of time between all these revisits. Pulling 1 key here. Needs 2 more keys, as I don't think he's used any keys in the center. He may have used 1. Oh, no, he's going in, so maybe he has enough. I don't remember how many doors he unlocked.
Said he's at 15.
Climbing out. Oh, is this for horseback archery? That's what it's for.
That
Got
would
it.
make sense, yeah. Ice Cavernous Path. There's a Din's Fire, Rafa. Ice Cavernous Path, and one of the path items we found there was Epona's Song, so you do want to follow up on that. It also looks like from the other side of the desert, or from the other side of the Gerudo Valley, I guess, Koari is on the way to do the same thing.
Oh yeah, with Epona out. That's funny. Both of these runners are the only two who have made it into Ice Cavern getting Eponas and being able to execute on the path, and it looks like they're going to get there roughly the same time. Koari a little behind doing South Hyrule Field here, but we'll see on Seti's side in the bottom left what's on HBA. And if nothing's on HBA, then it's got to be on Treasure Chest minigame at that point.
At the same time, he's probably also not going to complain about finding a big chest on the roof of Gerudo Fortress, but you know.
Was there one up there? I saw runners peek it earlier, but I didn't get a good look.
I don't know if I didn't see anyone peek it yet, but that's me trying to keep track of 4 streams at the same time.
Oh yeah. Rafa doing some bow checks. Not being able to do these earlier in GTG. And he's out of there. This looks like Rafa's going to reverse. Nope. Opted out of here. Ooh, he's going to leave Wind just in case he has to come back here. Not a bad plan.
Interesting choice.
Well, you got it. He hasn't dropped Wind yet, so it's not like he had an important spot to leave it.
Mm-hmm.
There's Kokiri Sword and HBA. That's our path. Yay! All right,
Yay.
cool. That one resolves easily.
Sword. Indeed.
Treasure chest game, fans in shambles.
Unfortunate.
That's gotta suck without bow. Oh, that's true. Koari didn't get bow. Forgot they didn't go all the way up in fire.
That is a problem, yes, indeed.
So he's gonna have to come back out here again.
Kishi, meanwhile,
you should get the boots. Get the boots.
And then GTFO.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He knows he doesn't have very many checks left in here, and there's not much really to find for him. So, ooh, Seti going for OGC outside Ganon's castle. Let's see what this fairy has for us. K-Sword fans in shambles, but this could still have something we need.
Again, we have that potentially unresolved strength path to more GTG to Morpha path that is either strength or Din's. So far, no real resolution. It's bigger on sword. We'll take it.
Chat's calling third bow on fairy. But nope. BGS is nice. A little late in the seed. Almost at 2 hours here, but hey, why not? We still have a lot of bosses to do.
Oh my god! Did Okishi literally just pause buffer drowning there? By putting on the Zora tunic at the literal last possible frame.
He was trying to save time. Alright, so Oak finally making it into Fire Temple. Fully loaded out. Wait, he was already in here. I was like, wait a second. Oh, he's dropping Wind in case he has to come back.
Let's rephrase that. False buffering drowning is not what he did there. He really waited on the last possible frame to put on that Zora tunic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can kind of delay the timer with pause buffering a little bit. Rafa did check 20 skull. It was a heart container. And indeed, So we just saw Seti picking up his magic.
Seti's gonna get also bomb shoes here, and he has lens equipped, so I'm guessing he's just gonna knock out chess minigame, because while we're pretty sure it's that Kiri sword on HBA, you want to clear your paths, right? And he's already here, might as well do it.
You should.
And Oak is in water. Going up to our first level change, peeking at the chest on the way up. I think that was a key chest there behind the bottom of a wall.
Immediately. Boss wife Carrie Lynn is still in the pool here. Still in. 1 in 4 now. Ooh, 1 in 2.
Damn.
And
close.
Everybody out. This is why I don't gamble.
Low stakes
Chess
gamble.
game unfortunately had nothing useful.
Nice jump by Oak down to that lower ledge. It's gonna grab that key. So Oak will still need to make his way out to Ice Cavern at some point. To get that opponent's song, we will need Kokiri Sword to finish this seed. But still, once he gets out there, he'll just be able to do HBA. Like he'll get opponents and be like, "Oh, I'm right here." Screw it.
Yep.
We're in no mode.
Yeah, chat knows everything.
Yeah.
No single runner on Restream has all the information yet, but Spirit Temple is completable. Deku Temple is completable with the items we know about in Water Temple. Well, might be. We have hover boots, so yes. As for Dodongo's Cavern, that's been completable for a while, so that's just gravy at this point. So with what chat knows, we could now just do dungeons. However, no single runner has all the information yet.
No, but I figure in the next like 20 minutes here, one of these runners is gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I see the rest of this now." Particularly Oak. I think Oak's closest to putting all the pieces together.
Yeah, but execution-wise, I think Rafa has the edge. Slightly.
Yeah. Rafa has been doing some very clean movement and dungeon work, been playing very well. So even though I think Oak may have the like route advantage, Rafa's still killing it, and obviously has not been delayed much, just having to do a couple revisits. Yeah, to chat's point, the tricky thing for Rafa is when does he get back to Zora's domain, because that other strength is strength 2 locked, so he has to go to Zora's domain at some point. Alright, Kawari gonna grab his first bow at almost 2 hours in. Not gonna feel great about it. I think a bow at 2 hours doesn't feel good, especially since he's had Dins for a while, so he could have had that sooner. But all that really means for him is that he's gonna have to double back to HBA, and that's about it. That's like the only punishment really that I could think of. Seti unlocking Deku entrance for adult. As in these settings, we do need a Kokiri sword to unlock Deku for adult, even if it's an adult dungeon. So Seti looking to go head into Shadow Temple here. Yeah, to Jack's point in chat, turning in your Kokiri sword to unlock Deku would be a good point to go clean up those child checks, especially Child Zora's domain. So Rafa might make it around at that point because he is going to get Kokiri sword right here. That's true, and he has not followed up on that one important item in bottom of the well, so it will lead him up that way. And I don't think he's going to use that strength to go back to GTG immediately. I think he's going to keep pushing progression and other checks. So going to a Spirit Temple first. GTG's is kind of like he left Wind in there just in case if he runs out of things to do. I don't think he's going to prioritize that. Equipping Hammer for the Hammer check out here in Valley. And Oak raising the water level, having Boss Key is going to go take on Morpha. Going to use that long shot skip here with the Iron Boots. Doing Water Hop, as everyone loves calling it. Doesn't have scale for it, don't need scale, but some runners find the skip to be a little bit easier with scale. So Oak is looking to be very clearly aligned with that wall, dive down, and equip Iron Boots on the last frame before surfacing. There we go, got it. See, not that hard of a trick to reset for. That's why a lot of runners are saying, you know, it's very important to know for this season, and it's not that hard. Because if you fail it, you can just do it again like 4 or 5 times really quickly. And then Seti getting some hints here. Lake Hylia Foolish.
Where are those other path hints?
Yeah, right? Where's their last 2? At this point, it just has to be back of Lake and...
Castle 3 or something?
Castle 3, but that's AD locked, so who cares at that point?
Yeah. Castle 3 and Field Grotto here. Cow Grotto. Or something.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
I have not seen anyone on Restream mark out for Cow Grotto. I have seen Howard Castle 3, not this season, but I have in general. I think last season I saw it or something. Have we seen Back of Lake? No. That's why I'm pretty sure one of the copies is back there. But I don't really see anyone returning for that at this point. Oak finishing up Morph with a quick kill, by the way, in the door jam. Very good. Seti getting a big item here in the front of Shadow.
And it is...
Money.
Adult wallet.
Yeah, we know it can't be anything major at this point, unless this is like a copy of a bow or something. But it's good to know. And what's also good to know is that we're 2 hours in now, everybody. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. This is qualifier number 8 of our Season 9 Standard Tournament. Having a great time here watching our 3 racers who are looking to qualify for the main tournament. Rafa, Okishi, Seti, and Kawari, thank you very much for sharing your restreams with us. It's been very fun watching you all puzzle out this seed, slowly as it is. We like to thank our trackers, Mage26, Palm, Lady Draco, and Procrastinator AT for keeping all the information straight for us. And I want to thank Tobias for not only commentating, but restreaming. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Out of This World Burrito, for joining me in the commentary booth.
Yep, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to give everyone a good show and allow our runners to focus on their qualifiers. I'm sure there were some people in this qualifier that'd be happy to commentate, but they got to get their at least 5 races in. But I'm sure many will be going for 8 when I get as many scores up on the board as possible.
Yeah, with a participant field this stacked, you really need to be buying for every single qualifier point you can get. Which is probably a good point in time to actually talk about how are these qualifier scored. So obviously you don't just want to score based on time, because different seeds have different reasonable finish times. So what we do is we grab the first 7 finish times of any seed, average these out, barring a certain protection for people just god routing a seed and so on. So there's kind of a lower bounds to this averaging out, and then we assign that average time a score of 1,000 points. So you can earn slightly above 1,000 points if you're one of the first few finishers, But other than that, 1,000 points is the maximum of points you can earn in a qualifier, and then you lose points for however much longer you take from that average time. It's a mathematical formula that Jack Astronomy, who is in chat, actually worked on a ton this year to kind of update it, since it has been the same since OTR main tournament season 4. And I think we're doing okay here. The formula works. The formula basically prevents people who would only ever encounter jet seeds in their qualifiers to just dominate the scoring unfairly, and so on. So that's how this works.
Yeah, and speaking about these 4 runners in particular, so far they all have at least 2 races under their belt for Season 9. Rafa's only done 2, but Rafa's scored 1,018 in one of them, then 993 in the other, so a very strong runner this season already with their first 2 races. While we have Seti's also the second runner in this restream, who's put up over 1,000, exactly 1,002 100ths, so just over, but scoring 990, 987, and 905, very strong scores put up by Seti. And then Kawari and Oak have been hanging out more towards 900 range, so we're hoping that they get good payouts in this one, especially Oak. I think Oak is primed to get a good score for this seed, given how he's been routing this. But yeah, we are having a really good time this season so far. Very competitive. Every qualifier I've watched has been kind of wild. I've been keeping track of the top 7 finishes, and we have some seeds where it's like our first qualifier this season. First place finish was only like 3 minutes ahead of second place. But then we had a qualifier where the first place finish was 12 minutes ahead second place and 15 minutes ahead of the average. So you still have some people just god routing things and just finding the jet and staying in it. But then you have some races that are really, really close. The first qualifier was an AD. So given that this is also AD, I expect it to be a little bit closer in terms of times.
And there is Longshot. Mirror Shield locked in Spirit Temple.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Well, while Water Hop is allowed, we don't technically will need to see it this seed.
No. Oak's not really losing much, if any, time doing Water Hop there over Kawari, who's going to be able to just avoid it. But whatever. Good to have it. Longshot can save you a lot of time, especially in movement around some places.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Adult Spirit, pretty loaded. Strength 3, hover boots, and Longshot. I wouldn't be surprised if a path hint was here, or was pointing to here. Yeah, the Jack's point shot. Theoretically, you could do hookless for some strats, but ew.
You could. I am not a fan. That is a trick
No.
I cannot do.
There are some hookless strats where I'm like, yeah, that's not high on my things of list to practice. But Oak back in Spirit, gonna finish out Spirit now. So chasing after Kawari, who's gonna get up to Twin Rova first. Seti's still working through Shadow Temple up to 19 skulls and is about halfway through getting into the pot room here. And then Rafa is going to open Deku and then potentially use this child revisit to clear out some checks here. Again, we want them to go back towards Domain. Oh, I think they're going for the hints back here behind Deku, which we know one of them is this like highly foolish. I didn't see what the first one was.
Ditto.
Yeah, it's probably another duplicate. Yeah, Royal Tomb Nocturne. We've already seen that hint as well as that check. Alright, Kawari about to head down into the Twin Rova boss chamber. We want to wish them good luck on the first phase cycle. We know Twin Rova likes to troll there. Seti heading back through the fan room with a good movement through there, and we'll be heading to boat soon. We do have... I like how this setting's called slow boat, but really it's just normal boat.
Yep.
It's just normal boat speed.
It is the boat speed we've been used to for, hold on, like 10 years now?
Yeah.
Or like since OoT existed, basically. So since 1998, if you want to go that far.
Yeah. So we'll have a little bit. SETI will have a little bit of a mental break there to review what they're going to do next. Anything that they might want of action. And those boss key. We have 2 keys. So actually, oh, there's a big chest again for SETI, which is our last slingshot. We could skip back of Shadow. We can just go straight to the boss. Ooh. I wonder if SETI is going to do that. They haven't picked up Wind.
So.
Yeah, it'd be pretty risky to just go mode Shadow here for SETI because they don't have Wind. And they didn't open the shortcut, so they don't intend on returning. Yeah, no, to chat's point, he's still missing enough items where not checking back of Shadow while you're here would suck. But this does mean that our runners who already are item heavy, like Oak, can just skip back of Shadow, which isn't a huge time save, but it's a time save.
It's a minute or 2.
Yeah.
Rafa doing water hop here, that's the trick we just talked about. So what you do is you dive down as far as you can, then you equip iron boots on one of 2 frames as Link breaches the water, and that prevents the game from slowing Link's upward movement speed down as it normally would when Link breaches the water. So Link moves upward fast enough to actually grab the ledge near Morpha. It's inaccurate to say it just catapults you up, but it is. But what it is basically equipping the iron boots just prevents the game from doing a sanity reset for this upward motion speed that it normally would do.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Rafa's iron boots are the opponent's whinnies, so I just started hearing whinnies in the middle of you explaining that. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Random horse noises.
All right.
Boss key in Water Temple. And there's hover boots for Oak. Which means Oak will head into Shadow Temple next and has now flicked on the Go Mode switch on his tracker. Because
yeah. Oh,
that's it.
Oak's pretty confident.
He just needs to do dungeon now.
Rafa just doing water hop again because he's like, rather than do this, then and just get up there, which, yeah, Rafa's is go moding this because he went and checked, I believe that's compass chest first, which can be a very quick check if you don't intend to do the rest. And with the amount of items he has and the knowledge he has still, he's pretty confident he doesn't need to really do much in water. So he's going to be saving some time here over our other runners who spend a bit more time clearing it, like Oak did. And I believe Kowari took a little bit of time to clear it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Water Temple is indeed foolish, so no need to clear it of items, in fact.
Nope. They were just looking for boss key, so there's always the 2 strats of like, well, I'll just go forward, or I'll just be fast and hope that it's in the compass chest, and sometimes that gamble pays off, and in Rafa's case, it paid off.
I am a compass person on this. But yeah, definitely don't lower the water level before you drop Feror's Wind in front of Morpha's boss door in this case.
Yes.
That saves so much time.
Yeah, checking compass chest can pay out sometimes, so I don't blame anybody who does that first. But speaking of which, Rafa does seem to be... Oh, actually, it looks like he's going to go to Gen's castle, because he can activate the light bridge now, having our Shadow and Spirit medallions as well as light arrows. So I think he's just going to clear his way up.
5 minutes down the drain.
What happened?
That's just 5 minutes down the drain for Rafa.
Well, I just think he's
going to find anything useful in Gen's castle.
No, I think he's going to just clear up and drop Wind. I mean, I guess he's still looking for strength too, so he might do all the trials. We're about to see.
He is going to be digging for strength too.
Well, he
He's
headed
going to drop
for the
wind
center
first, but I
immediately.
don't expect him to just leave this amount of checks lying around. Sorry for interrupting you there.
No, you're good. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't go back and do any more checks on Child when he went and turned his Kokiri Sword into Open Deku, which I could see why. He wants to chase density here, and Gain's Castle is definitely a dense place. But, you know Spirit Trial's dead from a hint earlier. You know it's not going to be... Your strength you're looking for is not going to be strength relocked, so it's not a light trial. So that leaves you with a check in Spirit Trial, the Water Trial, Shadow Trial, or check in Force Trial, I mean. So that's not a lot of density. I mean, I guess it's more dense than Domain. Oh, he's just dropping wind right here.
Huh.
Not gonna go all the... He just wanted to see the chest, I guess. Saving quitting back down to the bottom. Okay, yeah, he's gonna do trials. This is gonna eat up some time for him. You're right, Tobias.
Why would you question me?
Well,
yeah, no,
let's see how good Oak does phase 2. Looks like he had a good phase 1 Rova. Phase 2 is usually free.
Twin Rover did troll him in phase 1 quite well. Procrastinator asking where were Mirror Shield and Iron Boots again. That was Iron Boots was in Fire Temple, map chest, and the Mirror Shield was sitting around in... Help me, where was it? Oh,
it was Fountain. Freestanding Fountain.
Just on the iceberg.
Yep. Oak done with Twin Rova.
Yep. Phase 2, as I said, was free.
So he just has Shadow to do, and then he'll be able to get in the bottom of the well and finish out Deku. Yeah, so right now on Restream, if I had to pick, Oak is in the lead. Rafa's losing a few minutes here, clearing out Gan's castles. We know he doesn't need to be here. Kawari's now going through Forest, which will be one of the remaining dungeons. They still have quite a few dungeons to do. And then Seti is warping out of... Where is he? GTG? Where? Yeah, he was in GTG.
So he did finish Shadow.
Yeah, he still has a lot of his dungeons to complete, though.
Yeah.
He only has 2 medallions, 2 stones.
Oak, meanwhile, needs to finish Shadow. Okay, there's the second magic. So that was a mandatory magic in Redead Grotto there, I think.
Yeah. Luckily, that's a hard one to miss.
So far, no finishers, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, when it's AD, I expect these seeds to at least take 2 hours, 30-ish minutes. Around there, at least. Unless you just really god route this thing. Because we did have a lot of age changes in this one because we got funneled into certain items. So there's some places where you really couldn't save too much time. To chat's point, this does feel kind of like a fast AD because you're not scrambling for items that much. Obviously, Rafa's asking himself, where is this strength to? And again, I don't know when he's going to get around to Zora's Domain. He does have that bottom of the well, has one important item hint, but he just seems to be chasing density at the moment. Oak out in Wasteland. Getting around to doing Ice Cavern finally in GTG entrance. Because he does need Epona's song to get that Kokiri sword. And Rafa is going to just go in and do Shadow. Well, I say that, but he doesn't have hover boots. Because he hasn't gone back to Spirit yet. It's unfortunate, too, because I think he's going to find a big chest here, and he's going to be like, ooh, but no, it's not going to help you, Rafa. Sorry.
Why is Okishi heading into...
He hasn't done Ice yet. He needs a Pona song for Kokiri.
That makes sense.
The thing that's wild to me is he found
it's funny that he clicked the go mode button on his tracker before he even did Ice. He is very confident that he knows where that is heading.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm very positive he got the Ice Cavern path hint, and he just hasn't worried about it. He's like, I'll get to it eventually. So he's resolving this path at the 2 hours and 20-minute mark. So, pretty wild, because again, we've only seen 3 path hints still on Restream. We don't know where the other 2 paths are, because we should have 5. So this has been a pretty information dry seed overall. At least he has blue fire arrows, so he can just kind of skip some of this bottle stuff. Okay, Rafa back at Temple of Time. Is this going to be Poe Merchant? Has bow equipped. Yeah, and equipped a bottle. Wait, yep. The second magic was in Shadow Trial, the first chest. Our first magic was in Kakariko Village in the Redead Grotto, which seems to be our first one, given we needed to beat Fire Temple and Morpha. Yeah, you probably need a magic before then. Or something. Probably. And Rafa's going to check Tech Grotto, which we know is a junk. Kawari working through Forest still, as Seti is going to work through Fire now. Likely this late in the seed, Seti is thinking Fire Temple's dense, one of the densest places, just going to do the boss and then climb. Yeah, to Jack's point in chat, you need magic for logical Spirit Temple entry and the long shot in there for Morpha. They were talking about this in the race room earlier, and we had a little bit of conversation about it in chat as well. Some people were hoping for an AD seed, because since AD seeds on average take longer, you end up having people finish closer, so you typically net more points as long as your execution's still on it. But this is quite an AD seed of AD seeds. It's not really, obviously, the longest one. We didn't have to do 50 skulls or anything. But a lot of back and forth this seed. AD refers to all dungeons, so that means that we are getting all of our medallions and all of our stones. In these settings, we only need our 6 medallions to get Ganon's boss key. And in the process of doing that, we get access to Ganon's castle anyway. So our runners, if they want a fast seed, they're hoping that they don't have to gather any of the stone rewards from the dungeons. So Kokiri Emerald Ruby or Zora's Sapphire. But this is one of those seeds where we need to get those 3, because our Song of Storms is behind our 3 stones, which is on our Ocarina of Time check. And our Bottom of the Well entrance is Deku, which has one of our medallions. So it's just one of those seeds where we have to do everything. And we've actually seen basically every overworld check. Like, the only ones we haven't seen are the ones that were hinted foolish, which was like Lake. So it's definitely a seed of all time.
It is, but it's solvable. The bottleneck is tough.
Yeah.
All right. Or maybe there wasn't a bottleneck and we on Restream were just picky. Just picked the wrong runners to Restream, and everyone and others in the race room were already close to finishing here.
I think the way the first item checks went out and the limited availability of these path hints kind of funnel everybody into specific checks anyways. I don't really see too much of what other people could have done, but, you know, I say that and then someone finishes like 10 minutes before second, so we'll see. I think the biggest trip up for a lot of runners will be what's happening to Rafa, which is your one other strength upgrade is in a location that's not very dense, and the only hint in that path is to a not very dense result. So one item in Bottom of the Well, and then you get strength upgrade in Zora's Domain, but Rafa's got to get there eventually. Unfortunately, he doesn't have scale. So it's not like he could swim in from like Hylia, so like, is he coming down here to burn time? Time of day? Yeah. So way faster river than his other options, true. Oh yeah, to get dropped outside of Hyrule Field instead of in... Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess playing Nocturne than running out of Kakariko is not really any faster. Yeah, he's out of options. Luckily, he doesn't have to go up and into Well. He just has to go into Zora's Domain and do diving minigame. So he'll find it here in like the next 5 minutes. But having done Gain's Castle Trials earlier, lost some time there. No, Oak is back to Child, turning in that Kokiri Sword open Shadow, and then we're just going to see Oak go straight back to Adult and go do Shadow. Kawari just finishing Forest Temple.
Yep, slowly but steadily catching up. As I said, you're going to see less variance, less difference between the times of the individual runners and an AD seed, because while Kawari has taken a very different route than the other three runners on Restream in early game, in the end, those were all checks that everyone had to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is going to be nasty. Had H change to turn in Deku's Sword. Go back, turn into Adult, go do Shadow. H change again to get Song of Storms off Ocarina of Time. And then go to Kak. Yeah, then go do Deku. Awkward.
Yep.
There's no way of minimizing
one final
this.
time to go back to Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of the seats where you have to change ages more often than other seats. It does feel like some seats you can just do that. You can go Adult twice, go Child twice, and then you're done. Not this one. But hey, it's all dungeons.
And at least changing age is pretty quick within these rando settings, so it's not like you're all having to watch the portal over and over again, but there are some runners who have formed the habit of they want to still minimize their number of age changes just because it saves time going back to, Temple of Time to age change all the time. So some will stretch a little bit longer to maybe do some extra overworld checks or something before doing that. That might not pay off in this seed, but
it still feels like about a minute per age change, so...
Yeah.
Oh boy. Rafa's about to be pretty angry.
Yeah, but he'll be in go mode. He won't know it, but he will. Once he goes into Adult Spirit, he'll be like, everything was behind this silver block. Yeah, so Oak just has dungeons to do. And so 2 left with Shadow and Deku. And then, yeah, Rafa's just going to peace out of here as soon as he gets the strength upgrade because he knows he doesn't really need anything else.
Mm-hmm. Oak just
I mean, I guess
has
there's...
a super long dungeon to do while in go mode, which never feels great.
No. Nope. Oak was about to leave that chest, but then he went, yeah, why not?
For the fans. Seti, meanwhile, grabs his iron boots.
Ooh, actually, Rafa's going to go up to Well. So this is what I was thinking about. I was wondering, he has that hint. He knows that there's one important item in Well. This is a very out-of-the-way location. So either he just leaves and plays the density and plays aggressive or go into Well. Unfortunately, he will take some time loss here. As we know, the one major item is Goron Tunic, and it is in, what do you call the room? With the keys and the 2 holes in the ground? It's past the second crawl space. The pits.
Yeah, locked pits is the term. Because it's behind a locked door, and it has pits.
Ah, keep it simple. So he's not going to find that check early. Hover Boots are in Adult Spirit. They are in the chest after Iron Knuckle for Adult. Yeah, our Adult Spirit Temple kind of goes, he hears Strength 3, Hover Boots, and Long Shot. As we get close, we want to remind everybody that you've all been doing great. But just a reminder for the season, on Restream, please don't talk about other runners who are not on Restream in the progress during the qualifier. We know it's exciting, but just keeping that in mind as people start getting close to finish. All right, so Rafa going to lower the water level. Yeah, just clear in that direction. And then Oak almost to the boat. No, never mind. He's still in the front. Other Gibdo room. And then Kawari is going to grab Kokiri's sword from here. So again, Kawari was already out here to do Ice Cavern at the GTG entrance. So this is a bit of a time loss having to double back. But he knew this was path, potentially. Just got unlucky on those bow checks. And Seti heading into Twin Rova. So we're going to see Seti finishing up Spirit here. Which will see Seti needs still to complete 3 more dungeons after this. Which I believe Seti already visited Forest. Trying to remember which ones he took a peek into. All right, that was Goron Ruby, which he already did. Yeah, but Seti also marked his tracker go mode, so he's just in dungeon clearing mode as well. Which again, this has kind of been the rhythm of Season 9 in general. You have a lot of overworld checks and back and forth, and then the last part of the seed is just clearing dungeons. But this could be a very stressful point in someone's mental game, because there's a lot of situations here where you go, all right, I'm just trying to clear these as fast as possible. I don't want to lose any time on execution here. It's very likely people might be finishing soon, depending on how they routed versus somebody else. Again, Oak had probably the least amount of back and forth and had the clearest route through the seed.
Mm-hmm.
Rafa has a lot of dungeons done, still needs to do 3 more, though, after this, and unfortunately is taking the fast way of clearing well, but unfortunately it puts the major item in one of the last spots we look at, which he's heading towards right now. So I'm going to lose a bit of time here.
Quarry likewise is now at 3 dungeons left to do, is about to hand in his Kokiri sword, and then will likely have 2 dungeons at least that he can do immediately. Yeah, Okis is making his way through Shadow. This is naturally just a slog of a dungeon. It just takes too much time, and Rafa found that one major item in Well and is probably kicking himself right now.
I think it was the safe play. He doesn't know where hover boots are, saying you're already all the way up there. You don't want to double back. Like, at the minimum, you still go in there and drop wind. And then maybe...
Important
but he
bit is
left...
he found strength upgrade.
Mm-hmm. He still has wind in GTG because he knows he has some checks in there, so I think that's why he doesn't want to consume wind if he doesn't have to.
Right, Kawari now headed into Water Temple. That is just straight up doable for him. He is in, he needs the boss key, which is in Compass, which is probably going to be the second check he looks at. This one is a quick peek. Ooh, nice. Getting that peek first try. Roll peek underwater obviously has a different rhythm than roll peek normally. And so it still confounds me, but obviously not Kawari. And he is headed for Compass Chest next. Meanwhile, Seti's now headed into the Dodongo's Cavern. That'll be a quick dungeon to do. Since Seti has already marked Go mode, I fully expect him to use those bomb chews to just blow open the eyes of the Dodongo statue and head straight to the boss.
Yeah, that's what it looks like he's setting up for. So he's going to save a little bit of time here, not having to climb through the rest of DC. So chat's having an interesting discussion while we're talking about where our runners are currently at, which is, are any of the seeds this season, like any first place finishes, going to be over the 3-hour mark? So far, we haven't seen that in the qualifiers. The longest first place finish we saw, which was in Qual 1, was 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 28 seconds. So still 15 minutes off from the 3-hour mark. At this rhythm and the practices I've watched, very few approach 3 hours. I don't even know if anyone's gone over 3 hours. What do you think, Tobias?
I don't expect it to happen during quals because, as you mentioned earlier, people tend to play a little bit more safe in quals. At least they know, until they know that they have their 5 qualifiers in the bag, and then sometimes they do silly stuff. Silly as in take more risks. And taking more risks also implies, you know, it being more likely that people not finish within 3 hours. Because if you play safe but quick, you will normally be able to finish within 3 hours for almost every seed.
No, I agree.
I don't know. I don't believe it likely to be happening within the qualifiers.
Yeah, you also have a greater opportunity for the brackets to take longer, because especially once we get out of pools and we're just into 1v1s, those runners might make decisions that end up prolonging their seed. We've already seen that happen once during qualifiers. We had a runner on Restream who's very strong, very competitive, but all they did was miss a hint. And that one hint threw them off for the rest of the seed, and they ended up DNFing after 3 hours. So It's very likely that you will find people in main tournament falling into that situation. All right, so Oak's heading back to the end of Shadow, and he knows he's in go mode, and he has the keys, so I don't expect him to do back Shadow. I just expect him to go straight to the boss and get out of there.
Yep. In fact, he has already marked the Kokiri Emerald on his tracker, so...
Oak's like, I got time on Fairy. Let me just update my tracker now.
Yep.
Yeah, so we are just in watching dungeons get finished mode. Rafa doesn't know it, but he's in go mode. he will stumble across the remaining items he needs.
Yeah. What is Oak shooting at? Is there a wonder item up there? Yep. Oak.
Oak, what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Is he gonna go? He's taking the scarecrow. He doesn't want to watch the cutscene. I was like, oh no. Yeah, he doesn't come up often, but because we're in AD and we're so item loaded, yeah, Oak can just call up the scarecrow, long shot over, and just avoid the cutscene with the statue falling. I'm just so used to people shooting that thing, then voiding, just to skip the cutscene.
This is, by the way, the way you can logically be required to finish Spirit Temple before you, Shadow Temple before you ever have a bow, is by having a long shot.
That's good information to know. That makes sense when you think about it. I just wasn't, I never thought about it. All right, Rafa just marked his tracker as go mode, so he's just gonna blitz through Spirit, and he's gonna try and get.
Actually, the first to go to grab Spirit. To grab the Song of Storms here.
Oh yeah, good point. And gonna head into Deku. Still needs to do Water Temple, it looks like. Which, if Seti goes straight to the Compass chest, Seti could really catch up here.
Okay, she just did a really good one-cycle bongo as well. Yeah, so Rafa needs, as you said, he has marked his tracker go mode, so he knows what's up. He will blitz through the dungeons and will be done rather soon as well. Okishi, meanwhile, Quarry forgot or failed to equip the Iron Boots in time and takes a death here as well. Or rather, needs a fairy. Mm-hmm. How fortunate that there was a safety fairy in a bottle still. Okishi now, a Deku tree, a Go mode Deku tree with Din's Fire in hand from...
Don't blink or you'll miss it.
Yeah, blink or you'll miss it. It's just you walk in, you Din's Fire, you jump across to the web here, like Seti just did. Din's Fire here. We're gonna why talk about it when we can just show you it.
I know, Seti got there first.
Yep.
So while Seti gets down here, I do want to remind everybody that we're having a lot of fun here today on ZeldaSpeedRuns as we usually do. The next qualifier for Season 9, though, our race number 9, is actually going to be over on the Silver Gauntlets, which is home of the Challenge Cup. And that'll be on January 17th, so Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Tobias, I know you know a few things about Challenge Cup and TSG. Do you want to elaborate at all about that?
Oh, absolutely. Challenge Cup is the tournament for places 33 through 96 of the qualification, of the qualifier results. So it is a tournament for up-and-coming runners, runners who definitely will have the potential to be in the main tournament next year, and basically something to do for everyone who unfortunately didn't make them a cut to main tournament. It is a 64-person tournament. It is using the same basic tournament setup as the main tournament does. So we will be doing groups of 8 groups of 8 into a final bracket. The 8 groups of 8 will be playing in a basically mini double elimination tournament, and the final bracket will be single elimination. And that will be plenty of OTR to go around. To qualify for Challenge Cup, all you need to do is play the qualifiers and place among the first 96 in the qualifier rankings.
Yep. It's a good time. There's some very competitive matches that happen in Challenge Cup because you see so many runners that get to participate. Some of those races are just as heated as main tournament, to be honest. Some of the ones I saw last year, there were some really close ones.
Absolutely. As I said, everyone who makes Challenge Cup also has the potential to just end up in the main tournament. So this is an opportunity to practice your craft, to practice your hobby, I should say, of playing OTR, and generally just have fun playing a great tournament. I am biased though, so don't take my word for it. I am both a main tournament organizer and a Challenge Cup organizer. But yeah. There is definitely more than 32 players in this community who can put up a good fight in a 1v1.
Oh yeah, qualifiers last year were extremely close, and so far it's shaping up to be the same thing this year. There's even people who qualified maybe, you know, like 31st, 30th, or top 20, like upper 20s, who are coming back this year and looking even stronger. So they're hoping for a higher placement and to really show that they've been improving and that this season is to their liking. I know some experienced runners are having a little bit more difficult time adapting to the season. Part of that is some people play a lot more dungeon entrance randomizer than others, and I know that can shake things up, but also even though we're almost halfway through qualifiers, there's something to be said about vibe checking the settings. Even if you do a lot of practices, it's kind of hard to shake out, like, do I need to break some habits? Should I start valuing places that I don't go to as often? So some people still looking to find their rhythm.
Yep.
All right. Rafa heading over to Shadow as he's opened that already. And he's going to go finish Shadow as he already checked the first half of it, but now he's in Iron Boots, or has Hover Boots, and we'll just clear out the rest of the dungeon, do the same thing Oak did, and just go mode it, so he's not going to be checking the back of Shadow. He doesn't need to. Said he unfortunately didn't check Compass Chest earlier, and so it looks like he might lower the water level here, which is what Oak did, so that'll put them more in line in terms of time, but just means that Steady's not saving any time here. Kawari in Pot Room in Shadow, so about halfway through.
And then still has Deku left to do, so as I said, not just caught up, but at this point has passed Rafa. And will most likely finish third on Restream, I would say.
Yeah, unless there's something that really catches them up here in terms of execution, I foresee Kawari finishing before Rafa. You know, it's very possible you get a nasty Ganon fight, or you just walk into Iron Knuckles when climbing up Castle, but all four of these runners are very skilled, but, you know, stuff happens. You get bad luck sometimes.
Yeah, but an Iron Knuckle still hits just as hard whether you're skilled or not, and all it takes... like, for example, Kishi only has 4 hearts of health. In fact, a health bar of 4 hearts, of which 3 are filled. An Iron Knuckle hits for 4 hearts of health. So if you, if one of them accidentally catches you even once, you get to climb the tower again.
Whoa, that's our first place finish, actually. Aosuna, 2 hours, 46 minutes, 8 seconds.
Great time for an all dungeon seed, but also means that Okishi is very liable to finish in the top 5 here.
Oh, absolutely. Kawari does not need to go up Fire. The main thing they needed from Fire was Iron Boots, which they did go far enough to get. The other important item up Fire was Bow, which they got the other bow from Childside Spirit. The bot can give finish times. But yeah, so Kawari taking the ferry back. But I agree. I think Oak, if not finishing top 5, top 7, but you have to remember that some of these runners may already have the race room open and seeing finishes. So when you start seeing people finish, especially once you're already in Castle, you know, it plays into the mental game, right? Because you're like, oh man, I don't want to get sniped for top 7. I'm so close. Because here's Volk finishing in second with 2 hours, 46 minutes, 57 seconds.
So less than 50 seconds of difference between the first 2 finishers. Incredibly dense field of runners, as in just incredibly equal in their skill level here.
Yeah, which we didn't mention it earlier, but there were 54 entrants in this race, which last night I think there were a little over 40. So pretty good showing, especially during midweek. But someone at chat asking if we had Volk and Aosuna on Restream. I know Aosuna was on. Let me check. Yes, we had Volk on as well. We actually had them on the same Restream. They were in Qualifier 5 together on Restream
together with Ryukane and Ikola.
Which that was a really tense race too.
That's a packed race stream if I've ever seen one. So, and our Aeronaut finishing in 3rd place. Again, why is finishing top 7 important? Because your time becomes part of the calculation for the par time. So you are basically guaranteed a high 900 score for this qualifier if you make it to the top 7. So that is something that most runners obviously will strive for, is to grab a top 7 finish here.
Yeah, if you get top 7, you're getting a good score for this qualifier, a score that you're being very happy with. But even still, given its AD, if you're placing top 15, I think everyone's going to be walking away pretty happy.
Yep. Again, you will want around a 900-ish points qualifier average, maybe even 920. I think was the math that we did on the last qualifier restream on TSG. Nastriel did a little bit of math and was like 920 points average to make it to main tournament, which, goddamn, this runner field is this group of runners is skilled. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Definitely wasn't the case. Wasn't always like this, but everyone is just playing to such a high standard. But yeah, this is the breaks. And Okishi now finished with the Ganondorf fight, headed into the Ganon fight, just has to wait for this cutscene and hope nobody snipes him.
Yep, he's still 4th place is still open for him, so he's definitely feeling the pressure at this point. And I'm sure if any of the other runners have the race room open, might be affecting their medal game a bit, especially as Seti here is heading towards Ganon's castle. I could see a top 10 for Seti. Top 7 might be tight.
Yep, I would agree. Top 7 is going to get close.
Yeah.
Quarry now done with Shadow Temple as well. So I think he had already done some of it. And is now headed into Deku Tree real quick. For a quick sojourn. Phase 1 of Ganon down for Okishi. First runner on restream to finish here. Still no 4th place finisher. 4th place still up for grabs for Okishi here. And the closer Seti gets to the top of the tower, obviously, he's in the running for top 7 again. That is Ganon almost down for Okishi. All that's left is to hit him one final time.
Well, here we go.
If Dice and Dynalphos, we are slaying some Stalfos. And we're about to kill some Knuckles.
Come on, Oak.
But for
Take
now,
it.
GG's to Okishi finishing in...
Oh, no!
5th place, sniped by Machi! Literally
I was waiting for it. I was going to snipe him by 6 seconds. Oh no. Still top 7. You were right, though. You said 5th place, top 5, and he got there.
Told ya.
All right, you called it. Twice called it.
Yeah. But good game, Okishi. That was definitely a great run. Great
excellent routing.
time. And let's see if the man wants to talk to us about his race.
And Seti is heading up to Ganondorf right now. Seti's still primed to get top 10, I believe, in here. 7, it's going to be tight. We only have 6th and 7th left. And like Oak, you could be sniped at the last second. Small errors matter.
I don't know, Kishi will be with us momentarily. There he is, in fact.
GG, Oak.
Welcome in, Okishi. Good game.
GG's.
GG's. Top 5 finish.
Feel?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That was fun. I'm assuming there's. I mean, I'm missing 2 path hints. So.
So are we.
So are we? We didn't see him on Restream. We think they're
Really?
probably back of Lake. No one went there. No one checked Cow. We did see Howard Castle 2. That was not it. We didn't see Howard Castle 3. So we only had 3 path hints the entire time on Restream. And they weren't super strong. They were okay, though.
If you feel like going digging, feel free. Still got you up on Restream.
You know what? Sure. Yeah, that's I don't know. Like back a lake, like you get a lake foolish. You're not dipping in. I mean, you didn't even really need to set up Scarecrow.
No, but it was good that you did. Because one thing that we were worrying about was we saw Rafa go into Fire Temple first and climb it first. And when we saw Iron Boots up there in a Fire Temple, we were wondering how many people on Restream were just going to leave after Volv. No one did, because it was a dense place and everyone was running out of places to look. But what do you think of this particular seed so far? You said it was fun. What was fun about it?
I mean, the fact that you could know that it's AD right away. That's probably my, you know that pretty much as soon as you check your hints. Okay, Deku's on bottom of the well. You get Storms on OoT. Cool, it's AD. It just sets the tone of how you're going to play the seed for the entire seed.
Oh, we'd already seen that one.
That's what I like. So, Fire Temple to Morpha is okay. There it is. So I mean that bails you out right there. Fire Temple to Morpha.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold what? Oh, we're still seeing the Restream is a little bit behind. We saw the Ice to Goma when you mentioned Fire Temple to Morpha, but yeah, Fire Temple to Morpha definitely helps.
Yeah, I definitely considered doing back of lake hints when setting up Scarecrow, but at that point I was just like, I just need to go. I just felt like I was doing too much already. I decided to, in my head, it was either do south field checks and get those hints, or do back of lake hints. And unfortunately, you just don't get any hints in south field.
No. So there wasn't. So did you feel like the seed was pretty straightforward? It seemed like it was difficult to get lost in this seed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that might be a little bad is getting that strength in domain. Because that's a hard strength, like strength 3 is locked behind that. But you have the bottom of the well, you get the bombs. I was like, we just gotta rip bottom of the well as soon as possible. Just get it out of the way. So clear out domain, get that strength. That probably burned a couple people. I don't know. Like you just start running out of things towards the end there.
No, absolutely. It burned Rafa. So Rafa didn't get that second strength until over 2 hours in, which is why they are behind on Restream. You, Seti, and Quarry chased that bottom of the well, though, so that just led you into it. Rafa just played the seed more aggressively. Like, his first bow was Fire Temple, highest Goron.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so he climbed up to there. He didn't do Megaton Hammer Chest, but he kind of... I couldn't tell if he was thinking something specific doing that, or if he was just going for it. But yeah, he definitely took the seed more aggressively than others.
Did you guys by chance see if Scarecrow was a key in Fire Temple or Pierre?
It was not. I think it was junk.
Okay, then that means that hover boots cannot be in Ganon's. So I was wondering that the entire time, because I was looking for either hovers or K-Sword, and you know one of them's in Ice Cavern, or something in Ice Cavern leads to one of those. So I wasn't sure if hovers were required for fire, and if that last key, like if there is no key on Scarecrow, then you can't get to the back of fire, so you do need hover boots. Because that was also in my mind. Like, if I didn't find hovers where I did, I was wondering, do I go back into fire, or do I go into Ganon's?
No, absolutely. One thing that was really strong about your routing that we were putting out on Restream is you had no revisits for the most part that weren't necessary. Issues were, like, Rafa got to GTG early, but then got strength locked, had to leave, come back later to get Dins. A couple of people dipped Forest, got bow locked, had to leave. So you were just kind of able just to keep clearing paths and clearing dungeons, and it saved you a lot of overworld movement, which helped.
Yeah, in these types of seeds, especially AD, the idea is to just go as efficient as possible. And, okay, I could clear bottom of the well. Cool. Let's go bottom of the well. We get rewarded with our strength along the way. Cool. Awesome. You get that. Even when I got the Goron tunic in bottom of the well, I was just like, you know what? I got a strength. I just look at the good. So you just kind of move along and just go as efficient as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like for this qualifier... Oh, no, you go ahead, Tobias.
I was just going to say, as I said during the stream, I think once or twice, if you make a play, you commit to it, and you just chose to do a rather... you just chose to take that gamble on that one major item in bottom of the well, and yeah, I think it makes sense, especially with a seed that kind of where you run where you run out of checks kind of rather early. Makes sense to just try. I mean, the Goron tunic is nice for fighting Volvagia and making your way through Fire Temple without, worrying about the timer, especially for someone like you who plays with 4 hearts.
I mean, if you've got both tunics, there's a point where you hit you're just like, I don't need any HP. I'm not going to get hit by an Iron Knuckle. I'm not going to get hit by a Stalfos. Watch, and then my next seed, I'm going to get destroyed by Iron Knuckles when I say this. But, yeah, like, you get really used to that. So, really, you're only picking up hearts for those timers for the most part. And 5 is my cap anyway. So... yeah, if you get that early, then I was just like, okay, cool. Goron tunic, I got a strength, awesome. I ain't got to worry about any timers, so no more HP chests.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, why not? Screw it.
I mean, if you're confident in your ability, like, I am liable to get hit by Iron Knuckles at least once whenever I fight them, so I want 5 hearts for that reason alone.
No, it's totally fair.
Just a quick look at what's happening on Restream right now. Kuari is done with his first phase of Ganon and is about to finish here. Meanwhile, Rafa is finished with all dungeons. Is now headed back into Ganon's castle, I should say. Has already set for Roar's Wind there, so is going to start the Ganondorf fight momentarily.
Yeah, and said he finished in 8th, and it looks like he's getting 970 points for this race.
Nice.
And, you're coming up with 993. That's definitely your best score of the season so far. So I imagine points-wise, you're feeling good about this one.
Yeah, I kind of took a massive blunder on my first 2. It felt bad, so now I've just got to lock in and try and show out with these next 4 qualifiers after this one. Yeah, I don't expect top 32. I really just want a high CC rank. But, whatever happens.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that's a very competitive season, so it's good to have set goals that you're working towards. I think just placing high in qualifiers for Challenge Cup is a great goal for basically anybody. It's going to be tight, top 32.
Yeah,
top 32
no, there's some
be tight, but with the results like that, you're on the way.
There's so many strong players, and at the end of the day, it really just comes down to reading the seed, from the start. It gives you so much information in the beginning of these seeds. It took a little bit for me in particular to kind of get adjusted to how the seeds run, even though I was running, practice race after practice race after practice race. It took me about 25, maybe 30 seeds just to finally get a hold of how these settings roll with me.
No, absolutely.
Makes
Oh my
sense.
God, Rafa using Neighbors Love and Iron Knuckles. I love to see it. Also, welcome in Kawari
Well,
GG.
Mission critical Neighbors Love there. Welcome in Kuari GG. I can't hear you yet. Fight with the audio
There we
setup.
go. Now it should be working.
Yes, it
be
is.
working.
Welcome in.
Okay. I guess I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting, it looks like 935 points for this one, which is your top result so far. So congrats. How did you feel about this seed?
That magic sucked.
You did come across that one a little late, huh?
Yes, I had like very few checks left in the game and like no real density left. Did we find all 5 path hints?
No. We only saw 3. Oak went and found after completing the seed where the 4th one was, which was Back Lake Hylia, which was just Fire Temple's path to Morpha.
Okay.
So we still don't even know what the 5th one was, but yeah, during the race we only saw 3.
Yeah. Well, I think some people would get that hint, because I didn't. I blinded.
I have no idea who would get that hint. Lake is foolish. It makes sense not to.
I mean, if you get if you do Lake before getting the foolish hint, spawn is right in Valley, and you have Serenade.
Fair.
I can see it.
But on the other hand, I don't think. I don't recall the child spawn. If you say it's in Valley, I believe you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That is a choice.
All right.
But yeah, that magic was out of the way. The other magic, by the way, Shadow Trial 1.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Where was the first
Obviously.
one? I don't quite remember.
We did
Cat
brought up.
brought
We
out.
were the first to get it.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, said he got it when he revisited for archery. So he just did that, then he got it. So I think that's how Rafa probably ended up with it as well. So in the beginning of the seed, Kawari, you were actually adult for the longest out of everyone on Restream. Everyone on Restream stayed child for a little bit longer to start. What was your thought process behind that, if any?
I mean, I knew I needed to do all the dungeons, and Forest is right there. So, like, I figure if I could get at least something out of Forest, then maybe it'd make either my child or may stay adult a little longer. Unfortunately, the 2 keys that I found were either inaccessible without a trick or just really hard to get. And the moment I got knocked down by the Skulltula, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll get it later. I need a hook shot anyway.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So we've been asking this to everybody, basically, who's been coming on Restream. How do you... Oak kind of gave us an answer earlier about how he feels about Season 9 settings, but how do you feel about it, Kawari? How's it playing out for you?
Despite my two of my good results, I really am not a fan.
Is it Dungeon Entrance Randomizer, or...?
It's Dungeoneer. I think... Okay, full disclosure. I don't hate Dungeoneer as a setting. I think there is a place for it in the community, in community tournaments. I think Dungeoneer is great. Not for standard.
Okay. That's a interesting take, as obviously it's generally pretty popular of a setting, and so far I think everyone on Restream sing the praises of Dungeon ER, so I'm glad to hear what the other side has to say about it. Is it just like how the logic works out? Is there something specific, or does it just not vibe with you?
Yeah, it's a little bit both.
Okay.
A little bit both. Like, I think, like, logic gets a little screwed up at times. I think it just doesn't really go great with the current settings, with the rest of the settings.
All right, it's totally fair. I know there will be feedback at the end of the season, so I think after we see more qualifiers and obviously you get more time with the seed, you'll be able to articulate that feedback very well, and it'll be considered for season 10. But so far, yeah, you mentioned that you've had 2 strong scores, this being one of them. Over 900s basically where you want to be. Your other 2 scores weren't too bad though, 883 and 810. But I'm assuming that you're going to go for try and get in your 8 races and try and get the highest scores, right?
I think I believe if my math is correct, 925 is about the average you want for top 32. And
Yeah, that's
I'm
what people were
definitely
saying.
below that. I'm at this point. I'm like high challenge cup.
Yeah,
Which is like
I
where
mean,
I've been
if
the last
anything, you're
few
just going to be a menace in Challenge Cup again.
years. I mean,
Would you-
I get to be a menace in groups, get knocked down the first round.
I don't see that.
Okay,
let's see. Rafa just finished, by the way, 21st, 3 hours, 6 minutes, 41 seconds. You weren't in here yet, Kawari, but what tripped Rafa up was that strength in Child's Zord domain. He
Yeah.
put that off for a very long time, and since the other strength was strength 2 locked, well, I assume that's what most of our 3-hour plus finishes are falling into.
yeah. I know my thought process for that was bomb of the well, one item. There's 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 items along the way, and 2 major items in Jabba. I figured, I got a 50-50 chance of going into Jabba and getting an item without a boomerang, and unfortunately, I didn't. But and then one guaranteed major item in Bond of well, plus 5 other checks along the way. 6, actually 6. I'm forgetting the fountain.
Yeah, that's kind of how we read it on Restream. While one major item in Bob the Well is not very exciting when it's Jabu entrance, to your point, there's things to find along the way, and also the stream had, it gave you a bottle, or this seed gave you a bottle immediately, basically, and Rudo's letter was basically also immediately available. And you start with Zelda's Lullaby, so it kind of felt like it was ushering you in that direction anyway. Of course, Bomb of the Well wasn't great, but you found strength. You found strength along the way, so that made it worth it. Yeah. So, any other final thoughts on this one, Kawari?
Or Ocon, on your part, if as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I just want to say thank you for the tournament organizers. You guys have made just everything on the back end so smooth. I appreciate you guys. I personally like the settings. So I mean, you can tell just by how much I play, how many seeds I can play in my free time. So I appreciate it and thank you. Thank you for the restream, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
having me on.
Oh,
And thank you
absolutely.
for
We
being
enjoyed
here.
watching everybody, and thank you for being here. And then Tobias, what you got for us?
I'm just going to say thank you both for your honest opinions. Obviously, I am biased in favor of the settings. I kind of had a hand in them, so that'll always be kind of a factor here. But yeah, let's get people out of here, and thank you again for joining us for Restream. Obviously, everyone playing Ocarina of Time on Twitch at the moment is basically guess what, playing the qualifier. So I don't really wanna raid y'all over to anyone playing the qualifier. Just I know nobody here is stupid enough to spoil, but just not even give y'all
The chance,
the chance to make a mistake. So what I'm gonna do instead is see if we can't find another another player playing another Zelda game. That's fun. And while I vamp, I want to mention again, thank you also to everyone on Restream, our amazing runners. When we restream runners, we ask them to give us clean audio feed if they can. and most runners do. And that means they forgo audience interaction. So do just follow them on Twitch and check out their streams when they're not being restreamed by us. We very much appreciate them basically donating their stream time to us like that. So give a follow to Kawari, Okishi, Rafa, and Seti. Also, though, do give a follow to our trackers, making sure that the buttons are clicked and we can all see what items people have. Mage, Palm, Lady Draco, and Procrastinator. And finally, thank you to Out of This World Burrito for joining me in the commentary booth today. This is much appreciated. Actually, yeah, I'm going to rate y'all over to another German, Udo Thunk, and that is Zelon, who's currently playing Scrub's Winter Wonderland. So if that's something you still want to play later on, do enjoy. But other than that, I think that is where we're going. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon. Next qualifier, again, is on Saturday, and it will be restreamed on the Silver Gauntlets. So we'll see you there. Bye, everyone.